the channel as well. And we do have a bit of a Final Fantasy stream. A Final Fantasy stream. We were laddering StarCraft earlier today, and now we're here to progress the story and to delve into the world that is Final Fantasy. We'll get there. But hold on. As always, not alone. Joined by the one, the only, the Koopa. Hello, Koopa. Hold on. Beautiful. Sorry. Just my game. For some reason, my game didn't want to reveal or didn't want to show properly, so I'm currently using display capture.
Okay.
Showing the display.
Sometimes OBS doesn't like games.
Yeah. So hopefully that's okay. Hopefully that works. But otherwise, welcome, Koopa, welcome. Yes, we're here. We're back to progress the story, and not just to progress the story, but also to get into some tales.
Yes, and funnily enough, how fitting with what is going on, the next tale is about Sultana.
Ah, there you go.
Let me set the right mood.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, here we go. From the top. So for those that are curious, there are a bunch of little short stories that are tied that actually are lore accurate and actually canon, and that are released on a semi-regular basis based on the expansion. We read the first tale featuring Merwib and her POV from the Calamity, and a little bit of the time after the Calamity as well. But now our next story focuses on the Sultana. And the title is called Tales from the Calamity, the Sultana's 7. Nanamo watched from her private terrace as the immortal flames filed out of Ul'dah. The host left the city via the gate of Thal, and Igris, symbolizing passage into the afterlife, in hopes of cheating death upon the battlefield. Crowds had gathered for the occasion, their boisterous cheers resounding through the Sultanate. But Nanamo did not hear them. She stood transfixed before the balustrade as Raban put his spurs to his cursor. And there she remained, long after the dust had settled in the rear guard's wake. She had steeled herself for this moment, but when it finally came, she found that her courage had deserted her all the same. Suddenly, the reality of her isolation was only too plain, and the mere thought of it made her struggle for breath.
I am alone. May the gods grant me strength.
As the days went by, the weight of responsibility and uncertainty began to tell. Nanamo's nights were sleepless. Not even her favorite dishes would pass her lips, and her round Lafelian cheeks took on a hollow cast. Sure enough, despite the best administrations of her ladies-in-waiting, her health began to fail. She became a ghost of herself, and her duties went unattended. Whenever a difficulty presented itself, she would inevitably think,
if only Rauban were here.
Cursing her own weakness. Even as the thought took shape, she knew very well that as Flame General, Rauban's place was with the host at the Cartanol Flats. It was his duty to lead his men into battle against the 7th Imperial Legion.
I shall soon be 6 and 10 summers old. I cannot rely upon others forever. Sooner or later, I must stand on my own 2 feet. I only hope I have the strength.
6 years old? What?
No, 6 and 10 summers. She was 16.
Okay.
I also took a double take, but no, she said 6 and 10.
I was like, what?
She can't count, clearly.
16. So 16 years old, 5 years after the fact, so 21 at Realm Reborn, as Solko said previously.
Yeah.
Also, we got her age here.
Yeah.
21 at Realm Reborn. So now she should be like 22, maybe 23.
Mm-hmm.
Another meal came and went untouched. Taking her leave of the dining hall, Nanamo glanced apologetically at the silent shadow that was Pippin Taropin, the son of Raban, an officer of the Immortal Flames. The earnest young soldier remained at her side at his father's behest, entrusted with her care in the Flame General's absence. Pippin would never admit it, dutiful as he was, but Nanamo knew that he would sooner be fighting besides his comrades at Katanu. She could not help but feel responsible for denying him his wish. And for what? Though Pippin was his father's son, it was plain to both of them that it was the father that she needed. And, as the days dragged on, each fading into the next, until the hour of reckoning came at last. Word from Mordona, Your Grace. The battle is joined. Nanamo was in the fragrant chambers, holding private audience with Thancred of the Circle of Knowing, when Pippin burst in with the tidings. A week
I see.
was all she could manage in response. While Pippin strove to hide his disappointment at this tepid utterance, Thancred was quick to make his feelings known. Begging your pardon, Your Grace, but I had hoped for something a little more rousing. Since agreeing to serve as an advisor to the Sultanate, the self-proclaimed bard had made himself at home at court, becoming ever more irreverent in the process.
Wait, Thancred was a bard? Where?
Self-proclaimed bard.
Oh, self-proclaimed. Okay, I see.
Yes. When last I looked, your people had need of you.
What could a powerless puppet like me possibly do?
Then I must step back, immediately regretting her petulance. The bard was not discouraged, however, and responded with uncharacteristic force. You are not powerless, Your Grace. You can pray for Edosia's salvation.
Prayer?
She thought.
Has it really come to that?
But of course it had. Even as they spoke, Dalamor drew closer. According to Archon Louisois, only the power of the 12 could the lesser moon be returned to the heavens, and the coming of the 7th Umbral Era forestalled. And only by the prayers of the faithful could that power be summoned forth. It was to allow the summoning ritual to proceed unhindered that the soldiers of Edosian Alliance, Raban among them, now fought at Cartano. Thancred went on, his voice taking on a gentler tone. If you pray, so too will the people, and the combined strength of their faith shall bear their plea for Edosia's salvation into the heavens. A moment passed in silence.
If praying is all that I can do, then I will do it with all my heart.
Composing herself once more, she nodded, rose from her seat, and turned her steps towards Arzanath Ossuary. Upon arriving at the temple, Pippin helped Nanamo to her knees, and stood guard as she prayed. On the far side of the city, at Milvaneth Sacrarium, Thancred was doing the very same. She knew.
O gods of my forefathers, deliver us from destruction. O gods of my forefathers, bring Rauban safely back to me.
A few hours into her vigil, chaos erupted. The ossuary shook violently, as if struck by a giant's fist, prompting Pippin to draw close as a masonry fell about them. Terrified screams filled her ears, but Nanamo did not give in to the panic. In defiance of the turmoil around her, she prayed with all her being. Her determination was soon rewarded. The stone plinth, bearing the mark of the dusk traitor, began to glow. Moments later, a pillar of light burst forth from its surface, enveloping the image of Thal that stood upon it, illuminating every corner of the hall. In that instance, Nanamo felt the presence of the divine. Even as she basked in the sensation, a familiar voice echoed in her mind. Let Erosia be born anew, it said.
Louisois.
She thought, and knew no more. Nanamo awakened to find herself lying prone on the ossuary's smooth stone floor. Footfalls rang out all about her. From the corner of her eye, she saw Pippin rise to one knee, seemingly struggling to shake off the selfsame torpor which gripped her. For a time she remained still, content to gaze up at the stone plinth. Its divine light had faded, she noted dimly. A shrill yell brought her back to her reverie. Rioters at Sapphire Avenue. They're headed this way. Consternation swept over Pippin's face. Your Grace, we cannot linger. Let us return to the palace at once.
I will not hide while my people suffer.
The answer rose to her lips, unbidden, with a swiftness that surprised even her. Rising to her feet, she surveyed her surroundings. Robed figures were scrambling hither and thither, bearing precious tomes and artifacts away, presumably to safety. At the heart of the bustle, a small yet commanding figure was barking out orders. Nanamo recognized him as Momoepo, High Priest of the Order of Nald Thal, and Master of the Thaumaturge's Guild. The rioters cannot be allowed to defile the ossuary. The man fairly screamed. Incinerate any foolish enough to come near. These words set Nanamo's blood to boiling.
And you call yourself a man of the cloth?
Checking her fury, she addressed all present.
Our citizens are in the grip of fear. They but want for a voice of reason to restore them to their senses. Who among you will aid me?
Pippin stepped forward, as Nanamo knew he would. Though I am but a poor substitute for my father, I live only to serve you, my Sultana. Pray command me as you see fit. Next came Papashan of the Sultan's Sworn, followed by 5 thaumaturges of the guild, Lafalzol, and brothers beside. No more answered the Sultana's call, however.
Only 7.
She lamented, and took stock of her volunteers.
But they will suffice. They must.
With gritted teeth, Nanamo stepped out into the stricken streets of Ul'dah. Of their own accord, her hastily assembled escort formed a protective ring about her, and together they trudged through the smoke and rubble. No matter where she looked, her eyes were met with the scenes of carnage. The girl cried over the charred body of her mother. A man lay moaning, his legs crushed beneath taunts of stone. Their plight wrenched her heart, but she could not stop for them. She had to quell the unrest, else there could be no lasting relief.
I will return for you all. This I promise.
As Nanamo's band reached Emerald Avenue, the mob of rioters came into view. Shops and homes had ransacked in its wake, the occupants fleeing for their lives. Undaunted, Nanamo forged onward to within earshot of the advancing rabble, where she stopped, took a deep breath, and set about her task.
Papashan, I must have their attention.
Nodding, the elderly paladin produced a blinding flash that staggered some of the riders. Many, however, continued their rampage, oblivious.
Thaumaturges, light up the sky.
In unison, the 5 Lalafian brothers let loose a warning barrage of spells overhead. Most impressed amongst these was the conflagration unleashed by the brother with the bandaged face. Those riders who failed to take notice before did so now. Satisfied, Nanamo turned to Pippin.
Lend me your elbow. She literally stepped on him just like you wanted.
The best line here would have been, "Lend me your elbow."
Oh no!
that would have been
And
cinema.
and then she realizes
Cinema.
that he's not his father.
No, he would do it anyway. He would do it
He
anyway, and
would.
she would stand up on his elbow. He's that buff. He's that strong.
True. He must.
That
be
would
back.
be amazing. With a booming voice that belied her size, Nanamo addressed the rabble.
Heed me, my beloved citizens.
She began.
The realm lies upon the brink of the 7th Umbral era. Yet so long as we live, we must not forget our compassion. Now is not the time to take from your neighbor, but to proffer him the hand of succor. The brave men and women of the immortal flames risked their lives that we might go on with ours. Would you have them return to Ul'dah that has torn itself apart?
Looks of shame manifested upon begrimed faces.
I ask that you be strong, That you be strong. Give in not to fear and despair. If we join hands in common cause, there is no hardship that we cannot overcome. Together, let us tend the wounds of our nation, of our shared home.
Hearing these heartfelt words from the Sultana, the madness began to melt from the rioters, eyes to be replaced by the gleam of reason. Soon after, a semblance of order returned to the city, and organized relief efforts commenced in earnest. Some days later, the remnants of the Immortal Flames trudged back to Ul'dah, entering the city by way of the Gate of Nald. Wounded and weary though the soldiers were, they yet had homes to which they might return. In the midst of rebuilding, Nanamo issued a decree stripping Momoepo of all official titles and accompanying privileges. Though such an act would ordinarily have been beyond her authority, it was made possible owing to clever maneuvering on Pippin's part. Evidence of rampant corruption was found, with the high priest in its midst, and his order had no choice but to abide by the Sultana's will. In place of the incarcerated Momoepo, the 5 Lalafian brothers were made joint masters of the Thaumaturges Guild. In the months and years that followed, Nanamo often revisited the events of that fateful day.
I am not powerless.
She would remind herself.
There are things that even a puppet might achieve.
If she could do her duty as Sultana in the midst of the calamity, she could surely carry out the task to come. And that is the Sultana 7.
Yeah. We finally know who they are. Like how that thing became a thing.
It's a very cute title and a very, very... it was good. It was a good story. It's good.
Yeah, we know that there's like a painting called the Sultana 7, but we... Like, I feel like that's something that's been mentioned, but we never like got a clear explanation what that meant.
Yeah. I mean, I like the story overall, how it was told. There were some things here that one, I wish this was a cutscene. This scene looks really fun. Like it looks really, it's very cinematic.
Yeah, cinematic.
Epic.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, it was
especially her walking through the riot.
Yeah. For sure.
I feel like it would be one of these scenes, like you remember the captain of the ship in the Pirates of the Caribbean. It would be that kind of scene where like chaos is just happening around her. She just keeps walking.
Yeah. For sure. This does raise a couple of things. One, I like that Pippin was there with her, for sure. It is interesting to hear that he was the one that conducted the investigation surrounding Momoepo. This is something I think we spoke about this last time about the possibility of Pippin like playing a bigger role in what's happening right now in the main story. But the thing is that, and you spoke about how like we haven't really spent that much time with Pippin, so we don't know how well versed he is in things outside of fighting. But this does kind of portray him in a different lights. It's like 1 or 2 lines, and it doesn't go into detail. But the idea that he led an investigation and was able to arrest and find corruption. I mean, you can probably find corruption everywhere, but
I know that. I mean,
with the leader. Yeah, with the leader of the Thaumaturges Guild, like that speaks a little bit more to Pippin.
Yeah, that like he's not all, he's not just a muscle. Like he has like both like the smarts to get there, but also like the influence to actually get things done.
Yeah, so it's a nice line that was added that gives a little bit more to Pippin's character. So that was really nice. Something that I didn't like, and we were already speaking about it here during the current story of Stormblood, is that how many times do you have to be self-referential and like admit that you're a puppet and do nothing about it, but always say you're going to do something about it? Like this is something that was already done in Heaven's Ward after she was killed. It's being done again here, and we find out that it's something that she was even saying pre-Realm Reborn, and that's like that takes away from the character. Right? Yeah, exactly. So when we're in current Stormblood, and when we're hearing from Nanamo how she wants to, change, and she wants to step up, and she wants to be able to, lead and do things. And she wants to stop being a puppet again. It's like the boy who cried wolf, right? Where we've heard this before, already in game multiple times, and now we're finding out that she said the same thing pre-Realm Reborn, so 5 years before.
Kind of like she said slightly different thing, because she doesn't reject being a puppet. She's just saying that she can still do things despite being a puppet.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like this is her like rejecting like the idea that she's helpless. How many times have we heard this, right? Like that's what I'm saying, is that she was doing this before Realm Reborn. She was doing this. She was saying this 5 years before Realm Reborn, technically. But she's still in the same place, and it's like, really, like it gives me no confidence moving forward, but it also feels like a waste for the character, right? Like it's always said about lists, is like you want the character to progress, you want the character to move forward. By now it should have happened, right? Like by now things, especially post Heaven's Ward, right? Like especially post everything that happened with Lord Orito and everything that happened with her attempted assassination or her
I
assassination.
mean, I would
and
say that
everything, right?
either
Like,
it should have happened, or we should have seen that she tried to do it, but like she wasn't able to, not for the lack of
yes.
attempt.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Either she does it, or give us good reason why she hasn't, right? Like one or the other. And I feel like we haven't gotten that. So that's just one more thing. This just paints her in a slightly worse light, because it was a really cool scene. This was great. This happened 5 years before Realm Reborn, and it's like, what has she done, right? Like, how has she progressed as a character after stepping up here and being like, you know what, I'm gonna do things, right? Like, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna fight for my people. I'm gonna play a bigger role, even if I'm a quote unquote puppet. I'm not powerless, right? That was the line here. I'm not powerless. This is okay. What have you done with your power in those 5 years? And then Realm Reborn, and then Heaven's Word, and now Stormblood, right? Like what have you done? Like, that's just frustrating about this character, because it feels like the writers just want to keep her like this. It's like Liz. Like they want to keep Liz like ditzy, and like they want to keep her like whimsical and like, you know, never really thinking things through. And for here, it's like they want to keep Nanamo useless. It's like, it feels like a disservice to the character. Whereas I feel like she should have progressed by now, right? Like there should be more here.
Yeah, again, I would argue that they could like not progress her, but again, not because she hasn't tried, but because she tried and like it backfired in some way.
Yeah, give a good reason. Right, just give a good reason for it.
You could argue that it did backfire. They tried to kill her, but
well, they did kill her.
They did kill her.
No, but that's also the thing. Remember, why did they kill her? They killed her because she wanted to create a republic, right? Like she wanted to change the government.
Yeah.
They killed her. They failed to kill her, and then what?
And then she decided not to do it.
Shouldn't she be trying to continue doing what she was doing before and actually push for like a republic? But that didn't happen. They just forgot. The writers just forgot, I should say. I think they just forgot. Unironically, I think that just happened. I don't think they played Heaven's Ward, so I don't know if they just don't know. Do you want me to tell them? Do you want me to like write an email and tell them?
Yeah, call them.
Do you want me to write them? Yeah, I'll give them a call. I'll be like, hey, did you know what happened in your own game, in Heaven's Ward? Remember that? Remember how Nanamo, she actually tried to create a republic? They killed her for it.
Wasn't Nanamo? Wasn't she poisoned in Realm Reborn?
Yeah. Sorry. She was poisoned. She was killed in Realm Reborn. Do you remember that? I know it was different writers, not you. Obviously, obviously you didn't write this. If you did, like, that'd be even more shameful. Actually, how could you not know what you wrote? But you remember she died because she wanted to change the government and the structure in Oldar. But she didn't die. So then, because she didn't die, you'd think that she'd keep doing that. Is that not? No?
I think somebody convinced her not to. I don't remember exactly.
No, I think the writer they just hung up on me. They wanted to hear none of it.
Oh, was there just signal? Oh.
Yeah. It's understandable. It's bad reception.
They just got into a tunnel.
Credits. Yeah. I'll call them later. God damn it. Anyway, so that was a well-told story. I liked it. Just I don't know if it fit too well into Nanamo's current story.
Yeah, like with the context, it has some issues, but yeah, it was a nice story.
Yeah, it's good. Good. You know what? Whoever wrote that, they should hire them. They should hire them to write some of the MSQ. And ironically, they should. I see what you did there, Iceton. Guess it was supposed to be a cutscene, but ended up as a cutscene.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Well, so hello, Seagirl. Have fun. Thank you, Seagirl. Thank you so much for subscribing. 18 months. We appreciate it. Fairly screened. What does that even? I thought the same thing. There was a line there where she fairly screamed.
Maybe because I mean, depends. Is it fairly as in like fair maiden, or is it fairly
Yes,
as in
that's what
like
it
it was
means.
justified for her to scream?
I think it was fairly like a fair maiden scream.
Okay.
I think that's what that meant. Which I've never heard that phrase used in such a way, but yes, she fairly screamed.
I'm glad I completely skipped that part because I don't know how to scream anyway. It's fine.
Yes. But with that, we have a little bit of context with the Calamity, a little bit more context with Sultana. Gopa, where are we in the story? What happened? What happened last episode?
What happened last episode? Last episode, we went to the Sultana and we sold our soul to Lorito.
Uh-huh.
And we don't have it anymore.
Uh-huh.
That's what happened. No, but honestly, they were like, oh, we should like help Alamigo to like develop. And then Sultana was like trying to look for advice without involving Rawan because she wants to be independent now. And she went to Godbear. Godbear is like, no, you need profit. And she's like, okay, profit. Who do we go to? And apparently our character said Lolorito. And that's where we are at, basically. Lolorito decided to just suck the land dry. And we are encouraging him.
Yeah, it was a really odd decision that was made. As you said, so the Sultana, because Raban is so close to what's happening in Alamigo, she wants Raban to go there,
Even
and she
though
wants to
he
prove
doesn't?
that she wants to prove that she doesn't need him. So she wants to do things on her own, and she wanted to try to fix and try to help the refugee issue, which has been for many, many years. There's been a refugee issue for the last like 20, 25 years in Ul'dah. So it was 20 years ago
That Alamigo fell.
that Alamigo fell. So for the past 20 years, 20 plus years, like there's been this big refugee issue in Ul'dah. There's been a big like disparity when it comes to wealth, and because of all the refugees, there's like a lot of poverty, I should say. There's a lot of poverty and then just a lot of turmoil, a lot of issues. So she's like, we need to help them, right? So we just freed Alamigo, and we should help the refugees in some way. And then so she went to Godbert to find the best way to help the refugees. And then he said, don't help the refugees.
Pretty much.
He's like, if you want to help them, make sure you make some money out of it, and don't specifically. He was like, don't have your tax like payer base like pay for it without anything in return.
To be fair, the way like his thought process was that you can't just give them money as like charity, because then they will never learn to work for the money. And instead he said that you need to do it in a way like that is beneficial to both sides. It's more like business agreement than like, just charity, which actually aligns with what he's doing, because the whole reason the gold saucer is a thing is so people work there. Like the reason why we went to Godbear in the first place is because he employs refugees to work at the saucer.
Yes and no, because you're leaving out the fact that he did say you can't just tax the rich people in Ul'dah and have them pay for it, because otherwise there's going to be turmoil within your citizens. He said the high earners. Yeah, okay. he specifically spoke about the rich in Ul'dah. So he said you shouldn't just do that, because then the people of Ul'dah will be upset, because they're going to be helping refugees without getting anything in return. Which is a really weird line and a really weird thing for him to say, and that doesn't really align or make sense with how he's been portrayed as a more like empathetic person.
Yeah, just
so
generous.
It was a really and a really generous person. So it was really weird for him to say that, especially because what's important is that helping the refugees is helping the citizens of Ul'dah, because we already went through this. The majority of the impoverished in Ul'dah are refugees, right? Mm-hmm. The refugees have created this issue in Ul'dah, and they've caused a lot of turmoil there. And technically, I believe there are like the Moneteros are benefiting from that, because they're getting like cheap labor, and they're like exploiting the refugees already. So I know that they have like incentives to keep them there. So there's like that's going on. But to push back against what Gobert was saying is that helping the refugees does help Ul'dah, right? Getting this refugee issue to be solved. Not just that, but also helping them when it comes to the Alamigan infrastructure to allow them to start trading and to open trade routes, that in and of itself helps Ul'dah. So the idea of having to like try to get some kind of other benefits from the Alamigan people doesn't make any sense at all. So it's really weird for him to push for that. You could make an argument that he didn't know that we had a bulk sum of money that we were going to be spending, and it had nothing to do with like taxing the people of Ul'dah. But even if he didn't know that, there's no reason, no excuse for him to say what he said. Like it doesn't, like even with that out of the equation, the people of Ul'dah still benefit from helping the refugee issue because you want to get rid of them. So then there's suddenly not as much like poverty and so much like resources currently already being spent on the refugees, right? Because then suddenly that's not an issue anymore. So there are, I would say that in of itself is worth it already. So for him to even bring it up, it's really weird that they're pushing that kind of narrative, and it kind of forced the story into a really weird place where we apparently went to Lolorito for help, and we went to him for advice, and then he wanted to and then he proposed the idea of helping some of their infrastructure and conducting trade, which again, that should be good enough, but he also wants to tax the Alamigan people 30%. He wants to tax them and earn money off of them, plus trading, plus getting rid of the refugees, and plus all they just want everything out of it.
The tax was actually
I would say
Sultana's idea.
Yeah, and I would say that really what you're doing, or what we're doing, and what the Sultan is doing is just taking advantage of these people, because they can't say no. Right now, Ul'dah has all the power, and the Alamigan refugees, they don't have the luxury of rejecting that support and rejecting that help, regardless of what the terms are. So I would say this is exploitation. What is happening here is straight up just exploiting the refugees of Alamigo, forcing them into a deal that isn't really beneficial to them, but they are in a position to say no anyway, and you're just making Ul'dah more money for no reason. It's actually just awful. It actually. Going through it yesterday, I actually just felt bad. It's just a bad thing to do. It's just, it's crazy. So for some reason they wanted, they just pushed for that sort of angle. And I know that you said that because I would say that Sultana is just a bad person, and you wanted to push the idea that she's just naive and she just doesn't know what she's doing. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think. For her to not want to help them, and for her to want to take money from them, I think that's just, I think she's just a bad person. It's crazy. So I don't know what's happening with the Sultana and all that. It's pretty disgusting. But that's what's happening in the story. So there you go.
And I mean, I agree, but also, why did we get Lolorito involved? That truly blows my mind.
No, there's no reason for it. And the reason why we said that the writing feels like miscommunication is because Alfino, he proposed the idea of Alamigo paying for some of the infrastructure to make sure that Lolorito doesn't have too much power in Alamigo, but Lolorito isn't paying for it.
Yeah, we already know that it's going from Sultana's money, which she did get partially from Lolorito's fines, but he doesn't own that money anymore.
Yeah, it's not his. It's not his money. It's not his. It's he, in the story with what we've agreed upon, he shouldn't be getting anything out of it except for he's now has a new trading partner, right? He has, technically he is benefiting. And he's making money from it, which is why it doesn't make sense for us to tax Alamigo even more. But he himself has nothing to do with the transaction that's happening between Ul'dah and Alamigo, which is why Alfino saying that tells me that that's probably what they originally planned for the story. So they originally wrote that, and then they changed the story later writing wise, and they just didn't correct. Yeah. They just didn't correct it.
Because the Sultana specifically says that she will be using the money that she got from him and Adaliji. That she confiscated. That was confiscated. I was looking for the word that she confiscated. So that's already not their money. It's not they are putting the capital forward or something. Yeah.
So there's just a bunch of weird lines that tell us that the story was originally going to be one way, and to me it tells me that originally Lolorito was going to front the money, and that's why we went to him in the first place, to actually get the funds to help Alamigo. In my mind that makes sense, but they just changed their mind later, and they decided that they already had the money. and that they were just going for Lollitos for advice, which doesn't make any sense. But
But
like they
even-
probably already like filmed the cutscenes, so they wanted to use it.
Yeah, but again, it will never stop blowing my mind why we would get Lorito involved out of all the people. Like, there are so many other merchants we could get involved, and we went for the one guy that's like enemy number one of the state.
Yeah. Yeah. So in my mind,
Like, he's
it's,
literally exiled.
yeah, in my mind, it's just because he has a bunch of money, and the original plan was that we were going to go to him for money.
Which, by the
Well,
way, he
obviously they-
shouldn't have, considering that he's exiled
Yeah.
at all. Like, where is that money?
Yeah. It's just inconsistent writing. But anyway, with that, we're going to continue the story, and we're going back to Oldar. That's what. So we just reported to the people in Amigo and what's going on. Now we're reporting back to the Sultana. I think she called us back. She telegrammed us or something.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, no, the writing and the decisions when it comes to the story here, just in my mind, just makes the Sultana look really stupid or just a bad person. Which is a shame because they don't need to do that. They're just deciding to. If you're a bard, while we do this, we'll queue up.
Right.
We will queue up while we're doing this. We might take it. We might take it the QA.
Okay, again, like I always say though, like, while the story itself not being good bothers me. Again, what bothers me the most is doing something against our character, like something that our character wouldn't do. Because I feel like that bothers me the most, because you know what is happening in the world. Like, as you said, like, oh, maybe Sultana is a bad person, and that's possible, and like, you know, that sucks, but like, it's like part of the world that's happening, right? But if I personally feel like my character is doing something they shouldn't be doing, that like kind of breaks my immersion in a way, you know?
Yeah, because upon what you're saying, like we would never go to Lorito for money. Like that wouldn't happen. We would do everything we could to come up with a different solution, right? Like to approach this person.
Because again, this is not that like, oh, Lorito is like a scammer or something. This is a person who literally endangers the life of us and everybody we care about. So like, this is like the last person we would contact about anything.
Yeah. There needs to be a bit of reason for that to happen.
Yeah, you have to be like really desperate to actually contact this guy.
Yeah. like how I would write this to make it make sense is the Sultana wants to help. She needs to help, right, Al Amigo, because obviously because the fact that maybe even the majority of her populace come right now, or a good majority of them, or a good portion of them come from Al Amigo, right? Like they're one and the same because of all the refugees for the past 25 years or 20 years plus. She does something about it. And she doesn't have the capital for it. Make it that like she had already spent the money that she had previously. And make it so that she goes to some of the other monitors. She goes to other members of the syndicate.
And they all turn
she
her
even goes
down.
to Godbert. No. Have it that like Lorito's like done things to make it that they can't help her. Like maybe he's like, you know, made his own deals, or actually taken some of their money, taken some of their avenues of profits, like bought them out in other ways, outcompeted them in other ways, and then you find out that like they're actually screwed. He's actually gotten his money back because of that, like from them, and he's like the only person that could really help them, or help us, right? Like some way, like you can write it in such a way
But
that
even
he's
then,
like,
you wouldn't go to them. Like even then, we wouldn't go to him. Like you would find a way to like throw him off that position.
yeah, you would, but like that would be the reason why we'd approach him. But I agree, like that Like they'd have to be like other.
Like there really has to be like, you know, emergency number one kind of reason for us to go to somebody who literally was our potential killer. You know?
Yeah.
Like there's a certain line that once you cross it, like there's basically no coming back from it, and he was there.
Okay, Alfie. Ideally, one would want Alamigo's stake to match Ulda's gill for gill, in combination with a cast iron contract that should serve to prevent Lorito from making off with all the profits. This line doesn't make any sense. Like that's what I mean. Like it feels like this was all written with the initial story goal that Lorito was putting the money forward, but then that was changed and they forgot to change this. Like they just forgot that they'd written all this other text like beforehand and they didn't update it. Because otherwise this line makes no sense.
Yeah,
right?
they also
Like,
keep pointing out that Alamigo is rich now, which is also funny because they found the treasure.
yeah. This guy. Let's go and see Granddad. He's going to want to hear this. What?
What? What?
What manner of mischief brings you youngins to old Wat this time, eh? They want to rebuild the Saltery, Granddad. Light, tell him about the deal.
Yeah, so we got the most awful person in the universe to help you. Are you happy?
Oh, bugger me. Never had the coin or the hands to put the place back to how it was. But it sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. It doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat everyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to kill the buggers. But the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Grandad. We'll take care of all of that. Commander Hengst has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the look if I asked. Yeah, I'd appreciate that, Whisker, my lad. Truly I do. Truly I would. So does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Light? Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? Stick them with the pointy end.
Yes.
Let's not waste any time then. I'll see you by the lock.
Are we sent on like a slaying beasts kind of mission? So I'll be
Whilst you're
so
busy
in
attending-
between everyone.
Whilst you're busy attending to local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting.
Okay.
Right then. Lights, I've got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at those pests. Once you've got them measured, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on.
Oh, we're getting another one of those. For yabbies. Okay. Let's inspect some yabbies. Is that the yabby? Observe. No? Oh, discover a weak spot. Does it have a weak spot? Not the eye. Oh, is it the eye? Almost.
It's a jaw.
Yes, it's the jaw. The abyss entire
Apparently?
body
Question mark?
is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable.
Ah, looks like you found a yabby. They say hitting their shells like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Break the rock.
Just hit it as hard as you
Nice.
can. Yeah, for
Impressive.
the underside, I guess. I don't know why we knew that, but sure.
Vulnerable under the head, are they? Alright then. Wish me luck.
Oh, he's
He
gonna
just
get
gets
killed. Oh, don't get to see it. Ooh.
They could have animated like an uppercut.
Yeah.
Would have been nice.
Okay, good job, guys.
Thanks, Light. I did just as you told me, and the Wavekin went down like a sack of babotas. Let's find something else. Okay, let's go find the guys with the hands and heads.
Yes, these guys.
It's like, what's their weak point? Their legs.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Ah,
there's a blue one. A blue, yeah.
I think I can handle the yappies now. So, we should try something different. What else is out there? The heads. Hey, there we go.
Ah, there they are. Let's zoom on them real good. No? Wait, I cannot target them.
Sorry,
Oh, okay.
apparently. I would have said it's their legs. That's why they keep them buried.
Yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to hit the eye, by the way. You kinda covered.
The Fobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Ugh, Fobad. How do I defeat one of those? Just hit it
Okay.
really, really hard. As hard as you can.
Yes. That's a good response. Iceson, he's a challenge for you. He said "faux bad." Make a pun with it. Good luck. Destroy the core within its brow.
That's too easy. It's too easy for Iceland. It's too easy.
Yeah, but I can't come up with anything good, so.
Inside its head, is it? I'll try to stab it right between the eyes then.
No, the eyes,
No,
not in between the eyes.
In the eye.
He's dead. Look at it.
Oh
How
no.
is it flattened?
He squished it.
They flattened
He
it.
sat on it.
He did.
Turned it into a pancake. It's not so easy fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo watching your every move, but I got the job done. Thanks in advance, Light. I feel a little bit prepared for my patrols now. Anyway, we should head back to the Saltery before Grandad starts to worry. I've been snipped into pieces and fed into Yabby's hatchlings.
Okay, glad we helped. Where's the blue one called?
It's Kiwa.
Kiwa.
Not
would
to be
ride
confused with the Kiwi.
Yeah, I would ride
Ah.
it. Looks like a good mount.
For the merchants of Uldar, a well-constructed contract is both sword and shield, and Wat must understand that this if we were to meet them on an even field. Speaking of battles, does Whiskar seem equal to the task of thinning Lok's monster population? He certainly seemed eager enough. What? Sorry. I see you returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did you? Aye. Fought them myself. After a bit of instruction from Light here, once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. Fine young man you become, Whisker. Fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, the head stuck firmly in the past. But we need to set our sights to the future. on things which will improve our lot. Things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. Alfino seems satisfied that he and Watt are of one mind. It seems Whisker has the Saltery's security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt, and completed my inspection of the site. With little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Alden. Apologies for the interruption, sir, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Does he know that he can just link pearl me?
He lost his number. He lost his link pair again.
Ah.
They're very small, you know. His hands are very big and just fell in between the cracks in the floor.
Okay.
Hate when it happens.
Sure. Do not feel obligated to wait around on my account. I will remain here to hammer out the fine details with Watt, and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Noldar. You should go. General Alden asked that you wait for him by the main gate in Alamigan Quarter. My apologies again, sir. Fare you well. Just send me a text next time.
This could have been an email.
I mean, could have. We have link pearls.
I tell you, she lost his.
Well, then get someone else that's probably next to him to call. What do you mean? Hop on.
I was reading what Watt has to say, and he praised Alfin on his mathematics.
Yeah.
He said that he told him to calculate some things about what they need, and then Alfino just calculated it on the spot. He's good at maths.
Yeah.
Yes, praise Alfino. But yes, I just want to make this a headcanon now that Rauban keeps like losing his link pair because it's so small compared to him. That's my headcanon now. Just can just not lose it. Just keeps falling through his fingers. We waited several hours.
Apologies for the wait. People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal. Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
I mean, we were just taught to not execute Pordola, I guess. At least not yet. So I feel like it would make sense to not execute them and just, you know.
We have to make a choice.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, I feel like what we've been taught so far would be to not execute them, right? Because that's kind of what they want.
Yeah, execution is
Like,
not the answer.
like
I was
execution
just
is
gonna
just
say
serving
that, like,
their own
it's
purpose.
like I still remember you, Hase. I still remember he was the falafel. That
I
was with him,
vaguely remember. I actually remember Laurentius more,
think.
funnily enough. I do remember
Okay.
Yuhasa being a Latva, but like I barely remember anything about him. Meanwhile, I think the other one I think maybe because we were from Gridania, we met him way earlier because he was part of the Wood Whalers, I believe. And we were like tracking him down because he was suspicious, and then we found out that he was like working with the Empire.
Yeah, Hase, he seemed to be one of the younger, more brasher ones. But okay, so it's not the answer.
Okay, let's not execute. Let's go.
You would spare these animals? Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine. In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me. I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Alamigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Uldar and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father...
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
But see, this is exactly what we've been saying, that like everybody is trying to make things happen for Rauban and nobody asks him what he wants.
Yeah, but at the same time, like what he said is also flawed. Where
It
he's
is,
like,
it
I
is.
have full faith in the lists and her ability to
No, I
lead her
don't think-
people
I
into a
don't
better
think-
future.
See, unfortunately they didn't follow it up, but I feel like he didn't mean Liz.
He said she, so
Yeah,
I'm
but I
assuming
think-
that he meant Liz.
But he
yeah.
said under her new leadership, Alamigo stuff. I feel like you can also interpret him talking about his homeland as the she.
Maybe.
That like Alamigo will have her new leadership and like, You know, like.
But
like,
that's still flawed though, because the leadership currently is Liz.
Yes,
so-
I'm not arguing that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that I because they didn't follow up it with anything else, I am not 100% sure if it was about Liz or not.
Yeah.
Like, it can be interpreted both
sure.
ways.
Also, like, I didn't bring this up before because I didn't get the opportunity to. We were having a discussion yesterday, and also before that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. Violet Fowl. Thank you. Oh, Val. No. To watch yourself.
watch yourself.
You can keep your fanfic to yourself.
Yes.
Regarding certain characters. Keep it to yourself. Oh no. It's another Kata in the chat.
No, Kata knows better than that.
What I was gonna say is we didn't get to discuss it too much yesterday. We were talking about like the characters that were given time to grow and time to improve and time to like just be given character development and the limelight. I remember you were trying to bring up Ishtola, and I still stand by the fact that she just hasn't been given anywhere near as much attention as Amaric or Hien or Raoban. Like, she just hasn't gotten that kind of screen time. But even here, as we're spending more time with Raoban, the vibe that you get here is it's like heavy Ned Stark vibes, and I wish they did more with it when it comes to how he helps Nanamo and the Sultana and what he's able to like bring to the table outside of just being her bodyguard. I wish they did more than that. I wish they did more with Pippin. Like, I like that Pippin spoke up a little bit, but I wish he said something. Like,
Yeah,
like
he
Pippin
just-
was like,
Like Raban says yes, and Pippin's like, well, I'm not happy with this answer, but I will shut up. I'm like,
yeah, I wish he spoke up here. Like, this would have been a nice moment for him.
like
To have a bit of a
I
heart
thought
out with his dad.
he would give his reasoning why he's disappointed in that answer.
Yeah. Like, we don't often get to see a lot of Pippin and Raban interacting
'Cause-
with each other.
yeah,
This would have been a nice moment.
Because the thing is, otherwise, why is he there? Why was he part of that conversation if he was not supposed to contribute anything?
Yeah, for sure. Anneveld. I was just on my way to the Sultry. Lucky I saw you. Anneveld seems flustered. Something is amiss.
Oh, did they escape already?
That took longer than intended, but I at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Anneveld, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates, and I don't mean the Vira. These are Galyana, the ones that summon the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend the council. Liz is trying to reason with them, but she may need help. Invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes. We assumed that Galyana would refuse it out of hand. We best go and see for ourselves, Pippin. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Light, you've dealt with these Galyana before. I'd have you at my side.
As a quick reminder for those who don't remember, the Kalyana were the tribe where the mother lost her daughter and she asked the Primal to revive her, and she revived her as like a puppet. That was the story.
And if you remember, like, you got... God, you just reminded me of just more bad writing.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
I know.
Do you remember how that happened? And we were waiting to see like the mother snap and like recognize and push back against the idea that like the fact that her daughter wasn't actually brought back. And I think intentionally, like during the cutscene or during the in-game cutscene, they refused to actually do a close-up of the daughter itself or something, and so we thought that was going to happen at one point, and there was going to be like an interaction between them, and they just chose not to, and they just the mother just stayed ignorant to the fact, I guess, even though like they were teasing something more there, and they just refused to like delve deeper into it, into like the interplay that was happening there. We like the idea of in those final moments for the mother to turn on the Primal, and then and we can still have the big fight anyway, but it would have been a big, powerful like
Because she
moment for the
didn't get
mother,
what
but-
she wanted.
Yeah, and then And then she just ignored us and just
And the
fought
Prima
anyway.
laughed in her face as well. Like the Prima was not
Yeah.
like sorry, but like she was like, yeah, that's what you wanted, didn't you? Like,
Yeah, and I remember like
gave
this.
no
We were just
fuck.
waiting for the scene to like cut to the. I think it was the mother. We were waiting for the scene to cut to the mother to like have like some kind of retort or something. And then no, they just didn't do anything with it. Ugh. It was such a waste. God.
Mielikka, Rauban, gods, it's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss. But we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Gir Abania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors.
I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. I'm glad we have Resistance Captain telling us this. Alright, let them keep their swords.
Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber.
Are we not going to object to the fact that she said that they're going to be representing all of Ananta? Not
Yeah,
including,
no,
like,
no,
the
no.
other
We don't care
faction?
about that.
Like that.
No.
Do we
it's
just
fine.
not? Do we
No.
just not care about
No.
the other more friendly Ananta? Are we,
Yeah, no, the Vira, whatever. We're just gonna give them another pot and they're gonna be fine.
Okay, fuck him apparently. Why do I have the feeling we've woken a viper into our midst? Do you see what he
That's
did
it?
there? You see what he
Wait,
You see what he did there?
Hold on. Did we really get another scene just for that? For that one line?
Yes. Then he put on his glasses. His
Was that
sunglasses and
worth
walked away.
it? Somebody took money for this. Was this worth it? God damn it. That was silly.
Turning the Kalyana away now would have made a mockery of Lys's promise to give everyone a say. She couldn't not let them in.
I mean, yeah.
Raban. Ah, we got a little mini Raban. Apparently.
Lovely.
Raban seems unconvinced by the Kalyana's sincerity. This Kalyana elder's intentions seems at odds with all that we know of her tribe. What do you think, Light?
I mean,
Two.
I mean, we literally know, like,
Yeah.
for those who are not reading, mayhap even the enthralled can learn to compromise. I mean, we have been dealing with like Ramu, right? Like the cabbage people. Like they also summon
Yeah.
primals, but you know.
Yeah. You believe an understanding can be reached. 'Tis not entirely unheard of, I suppose. Those who followed Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishgard.
That's
That is
true.
true. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the scions?
Always.
I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Alamigan quarter. You can go on ahead if you like, Light. My thanks. I will see you in the palace.
What a weather, by the way, for this quest. what do you think is gonna happen?
If they said that they're here and if they want to represent all of the Ananta, and if they're going to be the only ones there, then they might. It would make sense if they push for the idea of them being the dominant and prominent voice for all of Ananta and wanting to even just secure that position over the.
Yeah, basically getting all the benefits and like all the deciding, you know.
Yeah. Because their goal is, I believe, to eventually to absorb.
Yeah, to integrate Vira into their tribe.
Yeah, exactly. So I would imagine that just makes political sense.
What if they are there? Do you think they're gonna fight there? Or...
Maybe. But also I guess to be left alone, so then they can do their summoning in peace. I guess.
Yeah. We're gonna find out.
Right, I brought reinforcements. These are the only people that aren't in the hospital.
I mean, Stola was,
Okay.
so they dragged her from the hospital.
Sure. Arnival told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agree that it would be prudent to call upon Stola and Thancred as well.
One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled.
I'm not familiar with the Guyana tribe itself, but Alisay's report suggesting that they shunned contact with the other races, despised it even, in fact, even compared to other Ananta. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Liz was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them.
I mean...
Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves?
I will say... In general, that's just a general rule for everyone. If you are sending an invite to someone, expect them to accept it. Even if you think they don't, you should still have the resources in case they do. Because otherwise, why send them an invite?
I mean, they should have, accommodations for, snake people anyway, because the assumption is that the Bureau
but
responds,
what I'm saying is that's now she has to, scramble to, get ready for then why did you send an invite if you are not... You're willing to accept them. You should be prepared for everyone to accept the invite. You may still assume that they won't, but you should be prepared in case they do. If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, it would seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace.
Stola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We should join General Alden inside then. Light, do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. The guards there should have been instructed to let us past.
Wait, would the other guards not let us pass? What?
I feel like we should be known enough that we
Yeah, I feel like we're
done
done enough that we should be able to pass anyway. We are literally Rauban's right hand. Whatever.
BRB, I'm gonna go
Okay,
give some food to the bunnies.
Okay.
Then we'll talk to the people. So BRB.
I'm sure this will go swimmingly and there will be no issues at the meeting. Definitely. Yeah, what does this guy say? Let's find out. Well, apparently I can't find out. He's saying nothing. But people love it. Must be some good jokes. What else do we have around, actually? Let's take a walk. If someone selling fruit. Ah. Those are some very interestingly. This is some very interestingly dressed individual. This guy is fancy. Oh boy. Ah, spice. Curated meats. Okay. Can I read? Ah. Okay. I see. What else do we have? Okay, more food. These are some interesting chairs, by the way. Craftsman.
Back.
I was watching around the stores and I have someone to show you.
Okay.
Join me for an adventure. It's not that far. Look at this guy. This guy. Look at him.
Ah. He looks like an anime character.
He does look like an anime character.
Beautiful.
He looks like a star from the 80s.
Yes, he looks amazing. Hopefully he's integral to the story at some point.
Yes, I'm sure. I have no idea what this guy is saying. I don't think it says.
Yeah, which guy? The guy on top said.
yeah.
He said we deserve to be free.
Okay, cool. And that's it?
Stuff like that.
Just it?
Hey, Shala.
As fortune would have it, I was visiting Rark's Ridge to look in on Alice. She sends her regards. Wait, she's still in the... Whatever.
Leave external security to us, lights. I scouted around the palace quite extensively while I was searching for Kryl, so I know the lay of the land.
True, because this is where Kryl was held, if you remember.
Avino. If we could somehow come to an understanding with the Qualiana, it would represent a great step towards resolving the primal dilemma in Alamigo. I only hope they are sincere in their intentions.
We'll find out about that.
The rear entrance to the palace is just up these steps. The guard should wave us through.
And why do we need to sneak in?
You are the Scion, sir. General Alden left orders you were to be escorted inside. You would follow me. Enter the palace. Voice acting?
It better be.
Ah, we got like a little kobold. Look at him. Look at his beard. Look at the
Oh
Kikian.
my. It's dressed so fancily.
I was gonna bring up that. Yeah.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Expertly done. Lys has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game, and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kaliana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi! Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Gods damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Ah, whatever she's about, she'd best make it quick. Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
You done with the cutscene?
Yes, you know what was my favorite part?
Ha.
When Ironvald runs in and he like shields the people with his shield, and then we just nonchalantly just like, yeah, nah.
Ha.
We don't even try, just yeah, nah.
They're giving Arnivald a lot of love this expansion.
They
They're
do.
giving me a lot of, yeah. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Also, do you find it weird that Raban's like, they've got us cornered, when
like 3
there's
people.
Ravan, Liss, and Afinor here, like these people that they're facing off against stand no chance. Like, what are
Yeah.
what's he talking about? Like,
As in-
he literally one-shot the priestess. Like there's like Raban is equivalent in strength to us. Like, as far as I know, like
He one-shot the people attacking them as well. Like, if they wanted to say they're cornered, they needed like at least 20 people there minimum, and they had like 3.
they needed exactly. Like, there's no drama here. He's like, oh, what do we do? Oh no! As he casually just walks around and
Yeah,
one-shots
and there's
everyone.
like one person in
What's-
front of him, and Liz just jumps over them. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, like the sense
A
of
weird
drama is
narrative
not
choice.
there.
yeah. Alright, speak to Arnivald.
Okay, let's go.
How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. Well, you're not on the back foot. No, damn it. If I think like that, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light on my side. We can do this. Is that right, Light? Use duty action Deflect to dissipate the Aether Spheres action releases during battle. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by the Aether Sphere will result in failure.
That may be difficult, but sure.
Hold on, I gotta disband the party. Alright.
I am very bad at special events like that, so let's see how many takes this takes.
I'm doing this with a melee class. So.
I don't know what sort of attack the corpse will be. So. Oh, we have to shoot specific things. Okay. Okay, I get it.
Why, I offer you peace and serenity.
Oh, he does react to battle voice, so that's good. Shit, that's a lot of... I'm not gonna make it. Uh-oh. And well, I need you to try harder.
I shall free you from your hate!
Oh, weird so not making that.
Okay. I reached the cutscene.
Me too. Somehow, barely.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
What
of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Are we done? No, okay. I was
We're just listening. Apparently.
Okay.
Okay, let's just stand here and look.
No.
Oh no. No, not peak time. I hate peak times. Okay, go. I can't run fast enough. I am so gonna lose. I'm 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 gonna lose. I am not a fast player. They should have an easy mode on this. I'm struggling. Okay, we made it somehow. And this is why people who don't have the echo should not be fighting a primal, so we don't have to save them.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
My spot. Go away, Rauban. Do we have a healer? Guys, I don't know if I'm making this. I need a healer. Is there a healer in this party? Oh, good. Yeah. doing what I can for Zola. I only have so much damage. I don't have a limit break.
Darkness has no solace.
We did it.
Made it. For El Amigo, yes.
Be the warrior of light, IVIP. Yes, pun intended, Cyberjan.
Yeah. Didn't you see his title? He's the light of the land.
True.
We did it! We beat her!
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
Seven hells. It's her, the Butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Is it just me? With the moment the guy is like, you're not forgiven. You should be like, I don't expect you to forgive me. Just leave. And that should be the end.
That would, sure.
Like, as in, like, don't soften her up because she's not. That's not who she is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, fun fact. During the cutscene, I was saying to the chat, when Liz goes to her and throws a sword at her, and she's like, "I need your answer." I'm like, I said verbatim, I was like, they need to give Fordola a really good reason to fight right now because they wrote her in such a way where she gives no fucks about the Alamegan people. So they better give her a good reason. Like she has to say something like important here. And she said nothing.
She said nothing.
She just picked up the sword. I was like, God damn it. But this is the problem: is that they've written her in such a way. They've ruined her character. They just ruined her character, and they wrote her in such a way where she has no reason to help these people. They're giving her the shallowest of reasons, which is they wrote it in recently. I think like earlier in this patch, earlier in this quest line, that she is forced to feel the people around her, right? Like she's forced to feel like the feelings or the memories of those around her.
Yeah, she basically
so she's
gets
like constantly...
echo flashes constantly compared to us. Like she just always has them.
Yeah, like of the people in her vicinity of like their trauma, basically, or of what hurts them. So she's just getting bombarded.
Yeah, she
by,
essentially feels the pain of everyone around her.
Yeah. So that's something that they recently added to the character, and again, that's recent. That was not there before. That was not there before she had acquired the powers of the Echo. So that's what they've given her, and it'd be really, it just be really lame if her motivation is like I just constantly feel the suffering of those around me, so now I just have to like do something to stop that suffering. Like it's just so impersonal.
Yeah.
To the character, but the problem is that they had to write her that way. I'm sorry, they chose to write her that way. Like the trope, and it's a trope because it works well. It's so common. Like some meta conversation. Kuro, we were watching Rebels recently, and it's Sabine's character, right? Where it's the same thing, where she was forced to work for the Empire to do something that hurt her people because she felt like it was the one thing she had to do, right? Yeah. She literally created like a weapon against her own people, and then she has to like try to make up for that. But we were expecting them to do that with Fordola's character, and then they chose not to, right? They chose to make it that she was hated from the beginning, and she never had any love or any
but that's the thing,
like respect from the Alamegan people.
Because you bring up Sabine, like for Sabine's character, it was like she was part of the family, she was part of the people, and then she went into the academy because that was just something you do there because it was in Imperial control. And then when she realized what is happening, she left the academy. But like she was there, she was part of the community. And they decided that Fordola never was part of that community.
Exactly. That's the problem. Is that because they decided to write the character in such a way where she wasn't a part of the Alamegan people, then she still has no good reason to help them. Which is why like it's the shallowest of reasons. If it's literally like I just feel the pain of those around me, so I just want to alleviate that pain because it just hurts me as a person. Like I don't know. It's just gonna be it's gonna be very disappointing if that's just the only reason. But in my mind, that's the only reason they can have, right? Like they don't have another out for her. Like
No, they don't at this point, I guess. But also, I don't want them to make her soft, to put it that way. Like I don't want her to be like, oh, she always wanted them to like be thankful to her. Like don't put that there. Like she's a stone cold killer. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
And I want them to keep it that way. Like sure, you can find a way to like change that over time, but I don't like that, like, oh, because he thanked her, like now she's like touched.
Yeah.
No. I wanted the last line be like, I don't expect you to forgive it, just leave. And that's that's the conversation.
Yeah.
She doesn't need ties to these people.
Exactly. Like she's not the reality is that she is not Alamegan. Like she's like for all intents and purposes, like I guess she was born there, I guess, but like because of the backstory that they wrote for her, like,
I would say the way they portrayed the backstory, it's basically as if she was a foreigner born there, and they already like hated her because she was a foreigner.
Exactly. That is how they portrayed her. It's like you got to commit now. Like, hey, if that's what you are, it's commit to it. You know? What are you doing? Alright, Vanderbilt. That was unlike any battle I've ever seen. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest. Alright, sorry, so much happened with all the cutscenes. I laughed out loud, Kuro, when she's like, does anyone want to be on the crown? No. Okay, good. Let us sit down together and discuss.
And they sit down on the floor?
And they sit down on the floor. I'm like, what? Like, it implied previously, like she had to like get more chairs or something because she didn't expect as many people to be there. But there was no preparation at all.
There was no preparation.
She just had to, like, sweep an extra part of the floor, like, I guess, to accommodate for extra people. Like, what? Like, what just happened?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna have like a room with like a round table or like, I don't know. As the chat said, at least pillows, anything.
Yeah.
But no, just sit on the floor. Fuck it. Like, okay.
Jesus.
And that's supposed to be the new government? Okay. Cool.
Just fucking plop down on the floor. And that's how you're gonna rule the country, okay? Good job, Liz. Well prepared.
I guess that made it less formal so they can connect, question mark?
No.
You,
Poor old man had to like
true.
struggle to the
old man
ground.
like struggled to sit
His
down
bones
and then like
are creaking.
and then like three
And he's
people
like,
had to help him up.
If I sit down now, I'm never standing back up. Like, it's over. Like,
True.
Oh, God. Poor old man.
I'm sure they have chairs in this castle. What the heck? They have chairs outside. They have chairs outside. They have chairs outside.
God. Okay, thank Grid because he's on his own. We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace, enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, is Sankret affected by Primus? He is, right?
Yeah.
Because he has no magic, like, period.
I don't know if that matters.
Okay.
Alright, Raban. One wrong step, and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. 'Tis a sobering thought.
Oh yeah, can we talk about how Liz and Roban decided to endanger our mission by making us protect them? Because that's what they did.
Liz is certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. Stella.
I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. Yeah, wouldn't Ishtola see that something's going on? Literally see.
She would.
Because she sees with Ether.
Alright, this. Chill line.
Well fought, Mielikka. Ironwald? That was a near thing.
Aye. Our stand against the Kalyana would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance.
Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous Primus can be. I should have... It's my fault. My stupid mistake.
Yeah, she was too busy sweeping the floor so everyone could sit down. Like, what did she do in preparation for this meeting? Like, what did she do?
She
other than sweep
washed
the
her
floor.
dress.
Ah, okay.
I honestly don't know,
Yeah,
because there was no... I was gonna say maybe they were
nothing.
offered like drinks or snacks, and there was nothing.
No, there's no banquet, there's no food, there's no water, there's no table, there's no chairs, no nothing. It's like, I'm telling you, she just swept the floor by herself.
No, she
Entire floor.
personally picked who is on guard duty.
Ah, okay. Nay, lass. We were all caught unawares. We'll take this as a lesson, and watch our own more carefully in the future.
But now that they brought this up, I really wonder if Ishtola could have seen this coming, and I mean literally seen this coming. Because Ishtola literally sees ether, so she would see that like the patterns of the ether are not as they should be.
It depends. like, did they hide ether crystals in the water? Is that what happened when they enthralled the guards? Did the guards sneak crystals in? If that happened, then yes, then Y'shtola should have seen it. It's hard to say. Depending on what happened.
That's what they're saying.
Oh no, sorry. I guess the excuse is Y'shtola was never in here. Remember, she was on guard outside.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That shouldn't she be literally the one like escorting the Kalyana, because she would be the first one to spot anything wrong
But
with
they
the
didn't
ether.
tell. The list didn't tell her to do that though.
But that's my point. That shouldn't that be what they would do, because the only like danger from them is them having something to do with ether. So wouldn't you
Nah,
take
she had to
Y'shtola
guide
to
outside.
personally escort them?
Nah. She had to wait outside.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, the fight couldn't have happened.
Otherwise, Y'shtola would be part of the story, and we don't want that.
Yeah. No. She should go back to the hospital.
She needs to tend to Alice.
You can be sure the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room. Yeah. So the implication is that the crystals were smuggled in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldiers who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons spring to mind.
A Primus servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Wouldn't you be able to do this before?
Yeah, she would have.
Literally what I'm saying. So if the guards were also in
It's
effect,
just a
wouldn't
plot
she
hole,
see the
yeah.
guards and be like, hold on,
it's
something's
just,
wrong?
Yeah, it's just a plot hole. Yeah, she would have.
That actually-
even if she's outside, she would have seen the guards. Yeah.
Yeah, that's genuinely like just illogical. And they like put it in your face as well.
The writers should have just kept her in the hospital. To be like, that's the only way around it. They should have kept her hospitalized and like brought in.
I mean, it
no
was
one else,
very
like
random
Alice
for
or
her to
something.
be here in the first place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they
because she
shouldn't
wasn't
just know
part
about
of
it.
the events themselves, so what's the point of bringing her here?
It's
And
the writers. They felt the need to include her because she's been absent the entire expansion,
Yeah,
but they
but-
forgot what she could do.
but-
But then they remembered after the fact.
yeah, but that's the thing. Wouldn't it be if you wanted to write it this way, which is still not good, but if you wanted to write it this way, wouldn't it make more sense if the events happened and they're like, oh shit, that means that there's like ether where it shouldn't be. We should call Y'shtola to come help us investigate because she's good at that stuff. And then
Because they didn't
bring her
remember
in.
that they didn't remember that she could do that until after they already like made that
Oh.
like cutscene and all the voice acting and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
it was too late.
Oof.
Yeah, they didn't realize until this moment.
Uh-huh. This is
Unironically, I think, that it's very likely that happened.
How is Stormblood still digging? Like we passed the bedrock, we're already in lava.
Ha.
Thanks, Y'shtola. We'd appreciate the help.
Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing here?
I asked her to come. Wouldn't he
That's what
also
she
get
said.
the flashback, by the way, because he also has the echo? Just saying.
Well, that explains it then.
It's sad, but Dragonfrid was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done.
Is it sad?
I mean, okay, listen. Remember when we told the group that Lolorito will be coming to the Soltery? Remember that part?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember what Liz said?
No, what'd she say?
When Alfina was not sure about this whole transaction, Liz is like, oh, what does a poor merchant have to do to convince you to trust him?
Uh-huh. Yeah, she did say that, yeah.
She's
Yes,
okay
yes,
with
yeah.
people stabbing each other. She doesn't
Okay.
find an issue there.
Okay. So,
But-
it's so sad they won't forgive her for what she did. Like, why do they care so much about their dead loved ones? Why do they care?
Yeah,
My
what,
parents are
what
dead.
does she
My
have to
sister's
do?
dead. I
What
don't
does
care.
she have to do for them to forgive her? Like, what
Yeah.
can she do?
Yeah, Papa Limo died. I'm over that real quick, apparently. That's what Liz is saying. Doesn't care.
Papa Limo. He died
God.
for this. But I don't
I
think.
don't. Oh, go on.
But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
She doesn't want to fight. This is not her country. Like she doesn't. She has no obligation. Like she has nothing.
Like,
No, she has nothing here.
I would still be fine. I would still be fine with Fordola fighting, being like everything beats just sitting in the cell. Just go fight.
Yeah.
Go back to the cell. Doesn't care. She doesn't care.
That would be a better reason. Is that she's like, look, I understand I'm going to be in prison for life, and I accept that. I just want to do something. Let me do something with my time.
Yeah, she just wants to feel something, you know, because she was a fighter her whole life.
Yeah, that would be better than what what that was.
If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Alamigan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face, if that's what it takes.
I think the problem with we spoke earlier about how there's been no growth for the character and they keep giving her opportunities and she refuses to grow as a character. This same line of speaking that she just said is the same thing that she said to the writing people that had no effect, if you remember, right? Where like you have the people you have the angry mob outside. And she's like, no, we have to calm down. We have to forgive. We cannot seek revenge or vengeance or anything. And no one listened to her. And then Raban had to step up and he addressed their feelings. He addressed their
And
anger.
he said that he shares their feelings as well.
Yeah. And he
that.
said he said it's better to redirect, right? It's to redirect our efforts and look, it's about protecting what we have now, right? It's about working towards the future. It's and all this stuff. That's
doing
what
that will not fix what was currently happening.
And then what Liz said was wow, I have so much to learn. Cut to this, and she hasn't learned anything. She's still saying the same thing that no one listened to previously. That she admitted that she was being a bad leader and that no one would follow her if she continued down that kind of line of thinking. And she's still there. Nothing has changed.
I mean, we still didn't have a mentor arc with Rauban, and I guess that's not happening because he's going back to Ul'dah.
Yeah. It's a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Don't help her, Alfie.
Don't get involved, Alfie. Alfie,
What are you doing, Alfie?
you don't want to be stabbed again, okay?
No, okay.
I'm gonna be personal bodyguard, Alfie. Thank you, Alfina. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. But we are in throne room. We never left.
Yeah, they're in the background of the camera right now. They're right there. They're literally within the same shot
And
of
we
the
are
camera.
in the throne room.
Yeah.
We never left the throne room.
I would imagine that was written before this scene was shot. And here in this scene, obviously you can see them, but the person that wrote that line doesn't.
Yeah, it looks
know
like
what is
they
being
didn't
shown
know
on
the
camera
visual.
right now. Yeah. At the same time, whoever constructed this visual should have known what was being said and should not have put them in the background.
No, remember dividers? Dividers? Remember?
Yeah, true. They don't. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. They just
They don't know.
I'll see that you're not interrupted. Light, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it. What? I feel like, you know what? That was crazy. Let us lower security because if the risk is gone.
Yeah,
Let's just send all the guards home. Send them home.
Let's send the guards home. I mean, they had a rough day, okay?
They had a rough day.
Yeah, we don't
long
need
day.
guards. It's fine.
Yeah, there's not going to be 2 encounters in one day.
Yeah, we
crazy.
already finished the quota.
Yeah.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave. Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Raubon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
Hold on just a second. I don't normally disturb the cinematics, but didn't she just come to say, hey, you are fired? I understand her intentions, but talk about insensitive. Oh well.
But, Your Grace...
Raubon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raubon. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Oh no. What happened to Copper? No. No.
So, okay.
Ah.
I see Sokka saying that it's a very sweet scene. Okay, I would agree. The scene is sweet. It's nice. They have a conversation between each other. In a vacuum.
Yeah, you know what? Hold on. I was gonna say the exact same thing. I was gonna say the exact same phrase. I was gonna say in a vacuum, it was a good scene.
Yes.
In a vacuum.
In a vacuum.
100%.
Important.
You need a
important
vacuum.
phrase. In a vacuum.
Not a broom. You gotta get within the inside the vacuum. That was a good scene.
That's not the vacuum.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. But yeah, no, the scene was fine. But throughout the whole storyline here, I never once got the impression that Rauban wanted to stay. It felt like throughout the whole story here, everybody was like, we know what Rauban wants, but he never said that he wants that.
Well, the problem is that if you okay, there's a couple of things, right? Because I was going to talk about something else, but
I know,
you're
but
correct
that
because
was
in the
what my
previous, in the previous dialogue where we spoke with Raban personally with each other, we had that scene where he himself said, "Everyone wants me to stay. Everyone has their opinion. They're all telling me to stay,
but that's not what I want." Yeah.
Yes, he literally said that.
And
he literally said that.
And
he said that is not what I want.
Yeah, but
that's crazy.
The thing is that there was no point in the story where we got the impression that he's like lying against what he actually was. Like we never got the impression that it's not honest opinion.
Yeah, exactly. This is another big example of the person that wrote the line of dialogue in the quest with Raban saying that is not the same person that wrote this cutscene. The whoever's writing cutscenes is different than whoever's writing the quest dialogue, because yes, he spoke. We had a moment, just the two of us, heart to heart, where he told us. Well, yeah, people. That's fine. His son.
Yeah,
but
he
he
said,
"Hey, look, all these people, they keep telling. Yeah, they keep telling me. They keep telling me to stay. They want me to stay. They want what's best for me. I don't want this."
Yeah, but
and then this scene, what?
The thing is, he didn't say, "Oh, I would do this, but I made a promise. I have to keep it." Like, he didn't say it in this way that like it's the duty stopping him. He said that that's not what he wants.
Yeah.
Like, he specifically said that that's not what he wants to do. So when then you have this scene and then Namor shows up and she's like, "You are no longer my general." I'm like, did she just fire him?
Yeah.
Like, he was ready to go back and she just fired him? Like, because of the context, like, the scene is completely different.
It is. It's crazy. It's actually insane. Like, no one knows what the fuck they're doing at Square in this expansion. No one knows what's going on. It's crazy.
And the problem here is that throughout this whole scene, Raban never says anything to disprove what I said.
Yeah.
He's not like, well, I guess then, like, no, he didn't say like, "Oh, I didn't want to say that because, I was like, he doesn't say nothing. He's just like, "Well, I guess she fired me." He just cries. Like, there's nothing to disprove what I said, that like everybody wants him to stay, but he doesn't.
Yeah. And obviously they could have it be more cohesive, and they could have that be the fact, but like the problem is that they didn't set that up ahead of time. They didn't speak on that. That's how like our headcanon, our fan fiction, and we spoke about it, right? The idea that he wants to be here for his people, everything that happened with Ilbert, all that stuff. But they didn't bring it all together the way they needed to.
Yeah, They very specifically gave us an opposing like impression of Raban, which make this scene very like I don't pause cinematics normally, but I paused. I was like, this is insensitive. Like, this guy was ready to travel back to his job, and she just came here to say she fired him.
Yeah.
Like, she hurt his feelings.
I was for me, I was focusing on a different aspect, which is, again, obviously, like they did a really poor job in this quest line leading up to this, because she was like, you do the right thing, be there for your people, for the Alamegan people. Whereas in the greater context of things, like, she's literally extorting the Alamegan people. Like, she's literally taking advantage of his people, apparently, that she's proclaiming, and of him as a byproduct of that.
I would say,
just because of the deal that she made. Like, which is insane, especially because remember, and she had the line. I don't know if that's what you're leading into, where she even said that I conspired, or like I went to one of my new trusted
she doesn't say anything. Yeah,
she doesn't say who it is, and I'm like, I mean, she advised with one person, with Lorito. Like, that's who she advised with. That's who she's talking about.
She was gonna say us, but she didn't, which implies it's not us, because then he wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
And
like, she's literally.
That's another thing.
That's who he replaced, like, Raban with his opinion, because he's like, "Well, you didn't want to consult with me." She's like, "No, I consult with Lorito." It's like, what?
No, she didn't say that, but like he asked if he's not worth the trust, and she just goes on a different argument, which means yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, she would rather listen to the person that tried to kill her, or that killed her, instead of Raban. It's like, what?
I didn't think it is that, but I mean, just regardless of who he is, like, she didn't say that she trusts him. Like, she literally said that she doesn't.
The other issue here is that and again, this is why the scene works in a vacuum, because she said something along the lines at the very end, how she wanted to use the Monotaurus, and she even named Lorelito as well.
Yeah, hold on, I was
named the
getting to
Monotaurus.
that. I got this chill feeling where this Sultana was like, oh, I want to do good for the people. It's like, and I will wield all weapons I have, including Lorelito and Monetaris. I will mess people up. I'm like, that's the direction we're taking, where you're wielding Lorelito.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that, one, if they wanted to do that, then the quest needed to have been very different. Like, that implies that she wants to take advantage of these people, but we didn't get that at all with what happened with Lorelito. Like, that to me, that envisions that the writer liked the idea of her, like, trapping or, like, her outsmarting Lorelito and like getting him to help, but getting more out of him than he really wanted, right? Like, I feel like that's what that line implies, but that didn't happen. Is the issue? Like, that didn't. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna use Lorelito. I'm gonna use these
but
people,
he's
but
making all
they're
the
using
choices.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's not what the impression that the quest gave.
Like,
that's not what we got ahead of
I
time.
would like to remind you, Lita, what happened in that cutscene where Sultana talks to Lorelito. Lorelito is like, we should do business right here. Oh, I already sent my people there. They are already checking the place. Like he's already in control.
Yeah. Where we were suggesting other places, and he's like, no, like, this is the place where we're doing it. Like, I already set it up. Like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we're gonna impose ourselves here. Like, it's just, yeah. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the line to me, the line has a lot of potential, but, like, because of what happened in the quest itself, and because of what happened in lead up to it, like, it's like you don't get the impression at all.
Yeah.
That she's in control of what's happening.
Quite the opposite
of these people. Yeah.
And again, that's again what we said. Like, the scene itself is fine, but the context of it is a problem.
Yeah.
Where, like, both on, like, personal level with Rauban, where we never got the hint that he wanted to stay here. Quite the opposite. And with like the management, that we also feel like still, like, nothing has improved still. And then the scene is just has very different vibe because of it.
Yeah.
Like, this would be a really good, like, wholesome scene if throughout this whole thing, indeed, we saw Rauban being like, well, I should go back to Ula, but Alamigo, it is my home, and these people also need... And, like, if you had, like, this conflict of Rauban, then sure, that makes sense. That, like, you know, he was conflicted because he promised and stuff, and then you have him, like, you know, relieved of that thing, like, waiting on his mind. But we never got that impression, not once.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, they failed when it comes to the setup of that cutscene, to the point where I would, in my mind, the reasoning for that is because the two different teams worked on it. Like, you had the cutscene team, they had the quest team, and they had their own ideas of doing things, and it didn't mesh together well. The other little side thing that I had, that, if you remember, we spoke about this at the beginning of the last stream, and I want to say they did a better job in the short story than they did in this in this quest line.
Of establishing Sultana's, like, command. I guess command is the word.
No, that, yes, but I was saying Pippin. I would say the short story, we spoke about it, the short story.
True.
Like, I feel like it did a lot for Pippin. Like, that's the most of Pippin we've gotten, to be honest. Like, was that little short story.
Actually, you know what? Remember how I said what was the point of having Pippin in the scene?
Yeah.
This is where Pippin speaks up and is like, Father, I know this is not what you truly desire, and you know that I can handle this. And this is where Rauban is like, well, okay, my son, like, I pass it on to you, or whatever. Or maybe he says that, like, I know that you are ready, but I did make a promise. Like something like that, where they have a conversation about it.
Yeah, that's what I said to the stream at the time, was that this questline failed to deliver when it comes to propping Pippin up and giving him the limelight, giving him some, like, growth or even just some insight as to what's happening, or just something, anything. They had a line. He said father. That's it. He
Yes,
had the
that
one
was his line.
and like, but even before that, when we were with Nanamo, when we were with the Sultana and Ul'dah, I feel like Pippin should have played a bigger role there as well.
Yes.
Like we needed more of that.
I was gonna
to
say
establish the fact that Pippin is going to be the replacement of Raoban, or at least that's what the Sultana wants, is for Pippin
Yes.
to replace Raoban at home.
I was
But
just
they
gonna
didn't give him
say,
any time at all.
It would make sense if, like, you know, because Raoban is busy with, like, doing stuff in Alamigo, Pippin is, like, acting in his stead, and we see that Pippin is, like, a really capable person, and he's actually helping the Sultana, but instead we were her bodyguard.
Yeah,
so she doesn't have that support from our perspective.
And again, we were expecting that last, like, I think we started yesterday's stream, or even the day before that, the stream, about that, about expecting more from Pippin and wanting more from Pippin when it came to the Ul'dah story, and we didn't get anything there. It was like, yeah, I don't know. We could have done that instead of spending time with Godward and Lorito.
True. Actually, unironically, that would be so much better if we got none of that, you know, Lorito stuff, and instead we had like Sultana trying to solve some like issues one way or another, and Pippin is there to support her, and we see him like acting as that advisor.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that would work both ways, where like Sultana would have someone to rely on, and Raoban would have someone to rely on to help Sultana. And then you have that scene where it's the three of us, and like Pippin speaks up that like he can do it, and Raoban like has his doubts because like he doesn't want to put him in this position, and this is where we speak up that we have witnessed him work, and we know that he's ready for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just for me at least, I think this quest line just like ruined like so. I mean, Ul'dah was already in a rough place, but like with the Sultana, like they I want to say they did her no favors in this quest line.
Yes, that's how I would say they did her no favors, because again,
like, I think less of her now than I did before. Like they put her in a worse light for sure in this quest line. Like which is a shame.
I don't know if I would go as far, but like, because I didn't have many thoughts about her in general.
Well, that's the thing. I was more neutral with Sultana
Yeah.
before, but now like it's worse. Like now it's
Yeah, but also like I think what I got the most disappointed in regards to Sultana, like because we already know that she's like not good at management, so that part didn't like disappoint me, because that's basically as expected. But what disappointed me is that she doesn't seem like a good friend to Raoban, because she was essentially his friend, and instead of like talking to him directly, she like went all around him and then forced him into a choice that maybe he didn't want. And that doesn't sound like a good friend. Like, I feel like she should talk to him directly, if anything. Maybe, like, try to find some stuff out beforehand, but, like, I feel like she should ask him before deciding on what to do next, you know?
Well, that's the only issue, is that the setup here, like, she was under the assumption of one thing, but like the way that they're writing Raoban, it was kind of like it was countering that, right? Like it was not aligning.
Yeah, and the only
issue. Like you have these two characters and these two storylines that weren't meeting in the place that they should have.
Yeah, and the only like hint that they are giving us is like, oh, every time I look into his eyes, he's sad. I'm like,
maybe he's just sad. Maybe
he's just sad. Maybe he's just disappointed in what you did.
Hey, there's just a lot going on there, okay?
Yeah, it's like, talk to him, maybe ask him.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it just like on a friend level, it just feels so weird to me. Like regardless of like the politics, like on a friend level, it just makes me like disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, even you could even be like, oh, you know, because now it's like, oh, like he says that this is a thing, but I see it in his eyes that, like, you know, it hurts him and stuff, and like maybe like tell us to like find out what he truly desires or something. We like ask like a third party to find out if that is truly what he thinks, because he wouldn't tell her. You can at least play it that way, right? But we don't get that either. So again, the scene is fine. The context ruins it, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in
As you
a
mentioned,
different...
like in a vacuum, it's fine. But the problem is the quests and everything that happened in the lead up to it.
The
just
lead up
doesn't-
to it kind of ruins it.
Yeah,
Like if the storyline were different beforehand, that this would be a much better. Like this would be a generally good cutscene. If we like knew that like, oh, there's like a conflict where like Roban doesn't know what to do because he is like, you know, bound by duty and he's like very honorable. Like then you have a very solid cutscene because, you know, like that is like something really deeply important to him, and like she wants him to be happy. But because of the context we know like it feels like she made him more unhappy, if anything.
You know what's funny is that like the last line he had to us, like before we went to the palace, was, "Hey, like now that you know how I feel, at least I know that you have my back." Like when it comes to like when it comes to like that decision.
And we didn't
like,
have his
that
back.
is so sad. Yeah,
Yes.
he literally said like, "At least you understand that like this is not something that I want.
Like,
you have me for that."
That's
like,
why I'm saying
he
that
literally said
this
that
is
to us.
Lita said
It's
to our
crazy.
face that this is not what he wants. Like this is straight said to our face, and we're still going with it. This is what I'm saying. Like this whole quest line, like this whole Ul'dah quest line, is making me very disconnected with my own character. Because I wouldn't do that. My character wouldn't do that, but they force me into that because it fits their idea.
Yeah, like again, like it to me it just looks like two teams that aren't working together. Like writing teams. I mean, like two writing teams that like aren't. There's just a lot of like miscommunication or just lack of communication between certain departments here, and like, they're just not able to make it all make sense.
God, this is actually. This is upsetting because Lita, you can fix this entire quest. I mean, not the entire quest, but like you can fix half the quest line with just that one cinematic. With just having like Roban be like just saying different things in the very same cutscene, and like everything else could have played the same way, and it wouldn't be an issue.
But like again, like my thought process like is hammered home like when we hear like from Alfino. Remember, like it's happened multiple times now where he's commenting on like the economic states of what's happening between Alamigo and Ul'dah, and it's wrong, right? Like because we had the follow up dialogue after the fact when he was talking to Watt, or in that.
They forgot to change it because it wasn't part of the quest.
That's what I mean. Like it's just there's just a lot that's disjointed. That's not. I feel like there's been a lot of examples of that in this quest line. Yes. It's 4.1. Success. Hello, Saka. Hello.
I give 4.1 minus 2 stars. Not even out of 5, you know, just minus 2. How did we get here?
It's fine.
I mean, and again, that actually makes me sad because Sokka said like, you know, that's one of their favorite scenes, and like, I mean, again, the scene is good, but they ruined it with the context, and that's sad. Because someone did put work into that scene and made a good scene, and in the end it didn't matter.
Yeah, it's sad because it's like, especially because like I want to say that they've done Raban well, so like for the most part.
Yes.
This expansion.
Like Raban is one character that was done well, but again, he feels very. I almost want to say tragic when it feels like everybody is telling him what he wants, and that's not what he wants. Yeah. And like all these people who are considered close to him are telling him what he wants.
It's just the end, right? It's just this end, as you said. Like it's just this, like if they had just like rewritten this final cutscene, for him to speak up, to even respond, to even just speak up about like what he's thinking, what his thoughts are.
Yeah, you could actually, you that's true. Either you make him conflicted and this like resolves the conflict, or in this cutscene, like Sheila is like, okay, now you are free to go. Like, aren't you happy? And he's like, you know, I understand that this is how you view it, but like this is not my desire or something. Like you know, write it somehow where it's like he appreciates like the gesture, but like that is truly not what he wants.
So to the resistance guy that apparently was enthralled.
Nah, this one wasn't. This one is good.
Ah, okay. That's the other resistance guy. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is Steve. The other was Bob.
Half Arnivald is of an age with Fordola, both of them born Alamegan. One never wanted his Garlean blood, and the other tried to become Garlean, but could never be. Similar, yet opposites, which would go some way to explaining the tension between them.
You say that, but I feel like Arenvald was the most understanding of Fordola out of all the people.
I went to see Fordola in her cell again. She did turn the tide of the battle after all. I thought it only right to thank her. But she wouldn't listen. Said she neither wanted nor needed my gratitude, and that I should go away. Don't know if I'll ever even understand her. This.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubarn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
he says. Welcome home, Rauban.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
Saka. Oh no, cool, but she missed
Finish
the
me.
bag of potatoes. She missed
Finish
it.
me.
She missed it over here. Ah. Oh no.
Just end me.
No.
I mean, how? So remember
Shout out
what I
Sakura.
said about the cinematic? And then Rauban comes out, is like, well, guess I'm unemployed.
Ha.
She did fire him!
Yeah. Ah.
But I will say, also again, he had no intention of leaving. I know that that's probably like half joking, but he literally said, well, I guess I'll be a censor because they don't want me anymore. And like, you know what? With the context that I was talking before, that felt genuine. He's like, well, I guess nobody wants me anymore because they just fucking go somewhere. Like, that felt genuine. But what truly, I literally just like was taken aback, literally like in the emote, was when Pippin's like, yeah, they may just cut off your remaining arm. I'm like, whoa! Hold on, kid. This is the joke you go for?
Look, it's his
Who
son.
was
It's
your
fine.
father?
It's fine.
This is the
It's
joke?
just jokes. It's
Ah,
just
so
jokes.
funny. Next time they may go for your kidney. Like, it's not funny.
Ah.
Like,
No.
see,
Here you
no. Remember, this isn't like, oh, Rauban, you know, he was like in battle and like he lost his arm in battle. You know, this is like an old battle scar and everybody's like laughing about it. Ah, it's not a big deal, you know. He's just like this, you know, old warrior and like he just has his story. He lost this in tragic consequences when he was kidnapped and betrayed by several people. I feel like this is a bit more traumatic to make jokes like that.
I think more importantly, it was related to Alamigo itself. If you
Yes,
remember.
it was
Like,
related
remember,
to
like, that,
Alamigo, and it's fairly fresh. Like, I feel like this is the kind of thing you don't make jokes about.
I think for me, like, this was a very awkward scene, and it doesn't feel it feels like there should have been a little bit more gravitas to what just happened. I mean, not even just gravitas, just like I feel like what happened is pretty important. The fact that Rauban has been let go and is now going to Alamigo. The whole
But they had no plan
story
there.
has the whole story leading up to this point has been Liz saying herself that she's not fit to lead, she's not fit to be the commander. She has a lot to learn from Rauban. I feel like it's just logical, and it just makes sense for Rauban to step up as the commander for the resistance, at least, and take a leadership position. And I feel like that should have been like exemplified here in some way.
I feel like they can't do
I feel
it.
like
I feel like they can't do it because Liz said that they will rule as equals. So that there will be no like leader.
No. That's apart from the the resistance is its own entity, from my
Okay.
understanding.
Yeah,
this is
but
not about ruling the Alamegan people.
But
This is about
remember the guy Conrad, as he was dying, he taught Liz to lead them, so she can't give it up. They are already in this corner. She cannot give it
No,
up.
they have to listen to him. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, maybe she can eventually lead. That's fine, right? Like the Raban thing is meant to be temporary, right? Where he's only there. Ideally, in my mind, he'll only be here temporarily until Liz is suitable to lead, and then he can step away, and then he can leave Alamigo like in good hands, right? Like that was the point, right?
No.
Right?
No, he's just
Right?
staying here forever. He is retired. He's gonna
okay.
become a sellsword. And actually, Liz is gonna be commanding him, and he's just gonna be doing tasks for Liz because that's all he's good for now.
So they fumbled all this hard. I hopefully they give Raban the respect that he deserves here, and they do him justice in the story. Jokes aside, it would be a shame. So far they're handling it poorly, but it just happened. So hopefully they do something worthwhile. Hopefully.
Liz needs someone to do fetch quest too. Yeah.
Sure.
No, but I think what is gonna happen is that like Raban is gonna become like Liz's right hand, basically. Like he's not gonna be the leader himself. He's gonna be like a consultant, an advisor. And basically that means they're gonna retire him because that's what it means.
I would, yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame because, yeah.
Basically, he will fulfill a similar purpose to what he had in Ul'dah, where like Liz is gonna be the leader and he's gonna be like there to like make sure things don't go out of hand.
It's a shame because they just kept emphasizing the fact that he would be a better leader here. So why do that if they're not going to take that step forward? And why do that if they're not going to have Liz learn from him, right? It's one or the other, and they're not doing either, right?
They can even do what you said, where they be like, okay, so even like Nanamo can say that she wants him to stay here until Alamigo is like, capable of like standing on their own, and then he can return to her or something.
Yeah, I mean, in my brain, that's the obvious thing to do. That's just.
But they didn't say that. They want him to just stay here.
No. Right. How bad. Seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision, overruled though it was. What?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Alban. I'm so sorry.
Hold on. Did we show support? I don't think we did. We
did
stayed
not
quiet.
show support.
Yeah.
I mean, we showed understanding, I guess. We didn't show support.
This is even referencing the conversation that we had. That's what this is. This is a reference to the conversation.
This is literally referencing that this is not what he wanted, but people made him do it.
Oh my god.
It's literally saying that people made him do it. This is sad. I've asked enough of you, Mielikka. My only words for you now are those of gratitude.
I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ul'dah, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured they will find Tyson's edge just as sharp as my hands.
So nice, the blade.
Yeah, it is on. In my hands. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, are his hands sharp? What? How fair now. This must be overjoyed to know that General Alden is staying, though I suppose I shouldn't call him General anymore. Ironveld. Raban is the veteran of 100 battlefields. Liz couldn't ask for a more reliable ally to have at our side.
Also, a small note, a quick shout out to Alfino's voice actor, because as fun as that, this is a funny thing, this is just a funny thing, but this was the most youthful that Alfino has sounded in any cinematic, which I found pretty funny. He actually sounded like a teenager for once. which was kind of cute. So I will give credit where credit is due. I think it's about time I headed back to Ralk's Reach. What's next for all of you?
Alice will be eager to hear. Oh, remember Alice?
Who?
True. It was meant to be at the forefront of this expansion. Alice will be eager to hear of recent events. I shall join you if you've no objections.
I'd welcome the company. Mielikka, why don't you come along to Reach as well once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Hold on. Did she just go, hey, so what are you all guys up to? And then one person responds, okay, let's go. And she doesn't ask anyone else.
It's fine.
Good one, Liz.
Nanamo.
They have the same line.
Okay. This is going back to Ralk's Reach. You have to teleport yourself when on the party.
Yeah, god damn it. Where's Ralk's Reach? Shaking my head. We are swimming in lava. Can we reach the core of the planet?
Look, we've almost made it to the end of 4.1. I think this is the completion of
Yeah, it
4.1.
said it. I think. I'm not in party. We're not in party. We are not in party.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to Mother Request Line being better. Yeah, I have big hopes.
Look, we're not getting there until the end of the expansion, okay?
Oh no.
Need something to look forward to.
I guess.
That'll be our reward, is Mandeville.
Well, here we are again. Oh, what is Alice's voice? I haven't heard her in so long. What does she speak like? Alfino has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything.
Yeah, the writers just didn't know what to do with you, so they just threw you in the hospital. It's just... Not even for that, but for most of the MSQ as well.
Yeah, remember how this was Alice's expansion? Yeah.
They just don't know how to write Alice. They just don't.
Remember how she had like a battle with Fordola and she was actually like a fighter there?
Yeah.
And she like had a really cool fighting scene and then they just decided to remove her from the story?
Yeah, they just...
Remember that? I remember.
Yeah.
I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred in Ishtola when we heard the reports of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but we need to keep a closer eye on the Kalyana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out of vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings.
Indeed. Violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times.
In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Brood Mother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We just have to watch and wait.
I guess we just killed the mother. I guess
Yeah,
that
I was gonna
just her
say,
and she
wait,
just
that was
died.
the mother? Because I thought this,
yeah.
I thought this was like just like a
Nah,
messenger.
nah, she's just dead.
Like they literally said that this was like a representative. If it was the mother, they would say that was the mother.
That's the mother. She's just gone. She's gone.
Okay. Do you think
Yeah.
they knew this was the mother?
The writers?
Yeah. Do you think they just wrote this right now?
No, I'll call them. I'll let them know.
Yeah. Call them. But they have to change the dialogue.
Yeah. Let them know they just killed off an important character to the story.
Yeah, they kinda just forgot.
Yeah.
Are you
They
on
put
the
me
line?
hold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vira and M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kalyana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the resistance newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What? The Pool of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Realk's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Rauban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him.
Indeed. He is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends.
I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. Liz liked that. This should be like military thing. Liz likes that.
Yeah.
Liz will
That's
remember
good.
that.
Meanwhile, across the narrow sea. My makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas.
Hold on, I'm behind. I don't see anything yet. Hold on.
Ah.
Hold on. I'm loading. Still loading. Still loading.
Okay.
Still loading.
Paint of the picture. Meanwhile, across the narrow sea, we're in Kugane. On Kugane, this Gosetsu.
Ah, okay.
With,
now we can go.
Yeah, with what's her name? With Azula. That's it.
Okay,
But-
the raft survives. Okay, cool.
But there, their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants.
Is Azula gonna become a maid? These dango are delicious. Will you have one?
More sweetbreads? I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have.
Did he just eat them both? I mean, fair enough, I guess. If he won't have it.
Ah, 'Tis like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden, I shall never know. But I'm alive, and I must return to my master's side.
Wouldn't like everybody know what he looks like? Isn't he like well known now?
Well, remember, he's even well known among. Remember he was captured by the samurai of Kugane, and he was there, and they like and they had like a good rapport.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
literally
They're like
with the
friends.
people in the city.
They're like friends, so they could literally just hire him. If worst case, they just hire him.
Whoever's writing this cutscene for 4.1 did not know that happened in 4.0.
Yeah, like
unironically,
literally,
I don't think they know that he literally was captured in this city and was held by the samurai, and they became good friends.
By the police.
They were sparring with each other.
But also,
police,
regardless, like if he was hiding, then fair enough, he was hiding. But he literally just sits there in the middle of the city with his face uncovered, and every policeman in the city knows him.
Yeah.
And apparently he's poor and cannot get any help from anyone.
No, the writers, they didn't know. They didn't know.
They
just
didn't know.
They didn't know. No, how could they? How could they?
The dividers.
There's someone else in the company.
The dividers.
Yeah. There's people they can't read. You can't have different writers in the company talk to each other about the story. It just can't. It can't happen. It just can't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, not here.
Look, Kugane is so big that it's very easy to hide here.
It's very
And like there's no like patrols or anything to catch you or like multiple embassies where like people from different countries would come and go, so they would like spot someone who's like involved in like major events. Like there's nothing in Kugane like that. So
no, there's nothing. No. Come to you. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea.
We are so salty at this point. Honestly, it would probably be better for them to stay in Kugane. Just stay.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Okay. So excited for not Xenos. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
Have you heard the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, that he has already returned. No, what? Are they writing it so that he didn't die? Are they retconning?
That would be funny.
No, shot.
That would be genuinely funny. Like at this point, it would be funny.
Are they actually writing that he ran away? Is that what they're doing here?
He killed himself, if you remember. He put a sword to his own head.
Yeah.
That wasn't us killing him. We didn't do that.
No, shot. They're retconning the patch after. Literally the next patch. Did they? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. But did they unironically like say to themselves after the MSQ? They're like, oh fuck! Like who do we have lead the Empire?
I would actually genuinely find it interesting if this was literally Imperial propaganda, where he's like, oh no, he's fine. Don't worry. We just never see him outside, but he's fine. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting story.
It would be.
But if they are genuinely bringing him back, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, if they're genuinely recording it that he survived, and that just tells me that they had no plan as to who the Imperial like adversary or the main threat would be in the remainder of the post patch. Like that's actually insane. If they make this decision, like maybe as you said, maybe this is just propaganda, and they believe that he's back.
Yeah, that would be like, actually genuinely interesting. Where like it would be like Imperial propaganda.
So maybe I'm getting maybe he's really dead, and maybe this is propaganda. Okay, true. Okay.
But I don't have high hopes. I will say I do not have high hopes. The core of the planet is right there. We can taste it.
It would actually be insane if they decide to retcon it because they can't come up with a new Imperial leader. Like that would be insane.
Hold on, right? 1 second. Is there any villain in this expansion that died, if that's true?
The oath. But you know him, the guy that they experimented on.
Yeah,
he died.
this guy, the name this guy.
Yeah,
Maybe
him,
he's alive.
yeah.
Maybe he's alive.
True.
We don't know.
True.
He was like an
No,
experiment.
yeah, when it
At
comes,
this point, he
when
may
it
be
comes,
alive.
when it,
But
you're not wrong
I
there.
just
When
want
it
to
comes
remind
main
you.
villains,
I just want
think
to
that
remind
might
you
be it.
that Fordola is alive because we have her in prison because
Yeah,
Liz
yeah.
decided against killing her, which is fair.
Azula.
Tsuyu, so Azula was supposed to die,
Yeah.
but Gosetsu somehow saved her.
Yeah, even though she remember how she shot him. Then they had that like
Yes.
close up of her face when she shot him in the back when he was trying to save them. Remember that? Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, remember that?
And
Remember
like,
how
it takes away from the scene when apparently they both survived that.
yeah, remember how we had like a whole like scene where like she's like like we had like this whole scene where it's very dramatic and we leave them there and like he kind of like tells her that she brought it on herself and she cries and then they die. And remember how that didn't matter and apparently now she's a sweet child.
Yeah,
Like, did she?
Actually,
is that what they're playing? Did she like hit her head and she like forgot everything and she's just now a sweet child?
Nah, she had a near-death experience and now she's nice.
That makes no sense
It's-
for her to suddenly.
It
I would like
is,
to remind.
It is, yeah.
I would like to
It's-
remind
it's
everyone
just the
this is
worst
the
writing.
person
It's actually
who
the
was
worst
killing
writing.
people for fun.
Yeah.
And
she was.
her
She was
favorite,
totally
her
fine.
favorite pastime was watching kids kill their parents.
Yep, that actually happened.
That genuinely happened.
She made someone try to and actually shoot their own
Family members.
father and mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened.
Yeah,
That
and
happened.
she enjoyed that.
See-
that was her like hobby.
The problem is, Kuro, the problem is that the person that decided to write it that she's all bubbly and nice now is not the same person that wrote that she
Didn't play
actually
that expansion.
made someone kill their parents. She made someone kill their parents in front of a crowd of people. That happened. She made someone kill their own mother and father in front of them, and she was laughing. She liked it.
Yeah,
was
she
fun.
liked
It was
it.
just
She
for
enjoyed
fun.
it.
Yeah, but the person that wrote that now she's all nice and bubbly, they don't know that. That person doesn't know that happened. They don't know what they're
See,
writing for.
Again, I would be almost willing to accept that if this is like genuine, like, oh, she like injured her brain and she's literally just, you know.
She has brain damage.
Yeah, she's literally has brain damage. I would accept that. But if this is like, oh, you know, she
Yeah.
had a near-death experience,
You
so
know
she's
what-
good now. No.
You know what happened? You know what happened? The building fell on her head.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
When she
It fell on
shot Gosetsu, the building fell on her head.
Yeah,
and now she
really,
has
but
brain
and now
damage.
she basically that turned her into a child because that would be a
Yeah.
more interesting story because then Gosetsu couldn't
would
bring
be.
himself to like, you know, leave
It
her
would be.
because he knows that she won't be like able to like fend for herself because she's just a child.
Yeah, unironically, that would be better writing. Unironically, if to be fair, they could still do that. They could still write it
Yeah.
that she has brain damage because the building fell on her head, and that, as you said, Gosetsu cannot, and you cannot judge her because she's not responsible for
Yeah.
she's not the same person anymore.
Yeah.
She's not responsible for her actions anymore because she has devolved into
But
like
also-
a childlike
but
being.
also you don't-
and it wouldn't be fair onto that.
Yeah, but also like you
what is
you
that?
keep her as
Yeah.
like this is like just her state now. Like not that like oh she
Yeah,
will
yeah.
like improve and go back. No, like you know
Yeah, yeah.
she's basically like what is the word?
Uh-huh.
Disabled. There you go. That's the word. Like
Yeah, yeah,
basically
yeah.
she's disabled.
That
so like you know you
Ironically,
wouldn't
that
hurt
would be a
someone
better
who's
story.
like
Yes.
disabled.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah. That would be a better story. I don't think that's what they're gonna do, but
No.
unironically, that would be better. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would actually make an interesting story because that would be like you know this like conflict of like you know she is a bad person, but like you know like she's already like suffered and also like she's not fully there, you know. So like it would be wrong to like punish her now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that the writing is so poor here that they want you to forget. It's just like what happened with Raban. They want you to forget what happened previously in the same quest line. Here, I think they just want you to forget what happened in the same expansion. That she was killing people for fun, that she was torturing them, that she was having people kill their own parents for fun. And they just want you to forget. They just hope that you forgot. They hope that, hey, look, that happened a while ago. That the viewer
good
here,
now. She's
like,
good now.
they don't know. They don't know.
You know,
fine.
it's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
months.
They
It's
don't-
been months
Yeah,
since
yeah.
the patch.
True. They forgot. True. Jesus. Anyway, The Xenos better be dead.
That was a big
We'll see.
scene. Because again, because
It
I
was,
see
yeah,
each other like kind of getting lost about what we're talking about. The problem is that it feels like no events have actual consequence because they are being retconned immediately. That's what
Yeah,
it
yeah.
feels like. That like we have these big scenes, like the scene where Xenos dies in front of our eyes, and like not even by our hand, but like he literally kills himself. But apparently that's fine. That's fine. Like there are no like consequences to all the like big emotional events that are happening.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry if we didn't make that clear. Yeah, as Chris said, the reason why we brought it up, if they decide to retcon it here that Xenos didn't die, we're referencing the fact that they retcon the fact that Azula and Gosetsu didn't die, that Fordola isn't dead, for example, and and
I mean, Fordola
the
wasn't
rationale and the reason
retconned,
behind
but
that.
like Fordola
Yeah,
was
true,
also
true.
changed after.
Yeah.
But like just the fact that like there are no serious consequences because everything is it's kind of like the Dragon Ball problem if we're talking about references, how people at some point were like, well, I guess death doesn't matter because you can just wish people back, so death is not a problem.
I wouldn't say that there are no consequences. I would say that for this scene specifically, this feels more like they didn't know, that they kind of wrote themselves into a place where they didn't know where to follow it up with. Like there was no plan. If we're getting ahead of ourselves, maybe he's dead. But if he isn't dead, it feels like they didn't know what to do with the Empire after killing Xenos. So then they made the decision internally that we should revive him. We should bring him back to keep using him because we kind of messed up and we didn't want to kill him off, and we don't really know where to take the story if we did kill him off.
Do you think the person writing this was like looking at the previous scripts and was like, oh yeah, Xenos and Fordola had a thing, and Fordola's alive. What if?
I mean that would be more interesting if they brought it back to that, but it would be done in a really unnatural way.
I still wouldn't want it after that. I still wouldn't want it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head. Regardless. So our problem too. Tempest Keep was merely a setback. I mean, that's
I don't know.
The WoW problem is different because in WoW, they establish all these characters that you're very fond of and that you know from previous games, from Warcraft 3, and they don't know how to create new characters and how to incorporate them and make them as compelling. So they keep reusing old characters. So the reference there is that they brought back Kael'thas, they brought back Illidan, right? They brought back these characters that you know and love
because
they can't make as compelling. Yeah, and they can't make compelling new characters anywhere near as well. So they kind of like recycle the old ones and they bring them back because people like those old characters. So they just keep reusing them instead of like kind of, you know.
Is it kind of like every Star Wars thing needs to have a Vader in it because that's what people recognize?
Yeah. It's kind of like that. But I would say this is different. This they didn't have a plan. if Xenos is still alive.
I mean, Xenos was created here, no? He was created in Stormblood. Or was he early? I think he was slightly earlier.
No, he was created in Stormblood. No, he was created in Stormblood. I think they alluded to him in Heaven's Word.
They did.
I think
because
they mentioned his name.
They said that like, no, they said that after Gaius's death, I think the Emperor died as well, and then like Xenos was like higher in power, but I think like still someone else was leading the Empire. So, I know. I think that was the thing, that like the Emperor died or something happened, and like people were fighting for power in the Empire. But we
like
didn't
they
get
name
a
dropped
follow-up.
him. They name dropped him. Like they didn't show him, but they name dropped him.
But they said that like he's one of the competitors for the throne, essentially.
Yeah. Nay, Lord Xenos lives. Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Edozian misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and, above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims.
Wait a second, what happened to his remains? Because it was in the palace, so we would be the ones to clean it up, no?
We'll see. We'll see. Like there's like again, like we're getting ahead of ourselves here because maybe he is dead, and they could even, you know, what would be interesting here? Like you said, propaganda. It's possible that because remember, Xenos, he typically has like armor on and like a mask on and stuff like that. Like he doesn't always. I think Xenos is a little bit different. I think they did portray him quite often without his mask.
Yeah.
But like you could totally like just put someone in a suit and say it's Xenos, just to like quell like the idea that the Empire is like crumbling, right? Like just to like produce that image. Like that's interesting, right? Like so like we're getting ahead of ourselves. Maybe he is dead, and if he is dead, like that's good, and then it's interesting like what they're trying to do to make it seem like he isn't, just to like keep power
that's what I'm
and
saying.
maintain
That
control.
would be an interesting storyline if it was like Empire trying to keep things together by saying that no he didn't die.
Yeah. But if not, then it's if they don't, and if they actually bring him back, then to me that just screams that there was no plan. And there was no planning for the future patches and what they wanted to do with the story and with the characters and with the Empire specifically.
But yeah, now I'm thinking, what did happen to Xenos after he died?
He just died. Well, I mean, they never show like it's that's like saying like what happened to Gaius Belsar when he died. I mean, they just left his body there. Like they didn't.
Yeah,
like,
but
no.
But what I mean is that like that happened in like the military base of the Empire, but this happened in the very palace that we have a lot of scenes in. So that means that our forces would have to clean it up.
Yeah, they would.
So like it's like a different, because you know if it was like in the base,
canonically
then, like,
we should have the body, yes, canonically, and maybe we do.
Unless what I'm saying is unless somehow him being involved with the primal has altered his body. That's what the one thing I'm wondering about. Like what if he just like dispersed in the ether together with the primal or something?
No, he was not a primal himself though. Like nah, that's. If he became a primal, sure, but that's not really what happened.
Yeah, because he returned to his normal form after the primal was down.
Yeah. I stand. That remains to be seen. Ah, true. I stand.
Good one, Einstein. Good one. It took me a while, but yeah, I got it.
I do wonder what the problems with writing are coming from, though. I don't see them. I mean, they seem very apparent to like so far. Like this has been like the worst writing actually ever.
I mean,
like,
to be fair, I do understand what Soko is saying, that like it's been years since he played it, so you know it does like kind of get blurry.
No, yeah, for sure. It's one of those things where after a time, especially when you experience a greater story and more expansions, then flaws in previous expansions are probably lessened, and you think less of them because you know how much better things get as well. I think that's personally.
And
I think
you
that's
remember
why
the things that you liked, right? Because
as
I said, even in Heaven's Sword, like I was watching some of the old VODs, and like I know that I forgot some of the complaints we had there, but I remember that I enjoyed Heaven's Sword.
Yeah. I still remember the complaints, but like, it's one of those things where after the fact, especially if you enjoy something, then you typically do want to like be a little bit more forgiving. Even like I think that happens a lot with Stormblood. There are a lot of people I think that admit that it's like Stormblood is like a low point, but they always like lowball it. They always say like, oh, like it's not not as good as like later, or it's not amazing, or I think even Kata said like, oh, it's like so or something.
Yeah,
I was like, no, this is actually just bad.
Not the best.
Yeah. You say like the MSQ was like, no, this is just bad writing. This is actually just like high schoolers wrote this. Like it's actually like it's pathetic. But obviously it gets better. But it reeks of like disorganization and just like poor planning and
yeah,
miscommunication.
like it feels like it was
and,
not planned very well. Like it was not managed as one cohesive story.
For sure. And obviously it gets better. I'm confident in that, to be honest. I'm waiting to see where the turn happens because there was some good moments in this patch. Like we even mentioned it. Like you know what, things are looking good. Like remember when Raban gave that speech to the crowd, to the rioting crowd? Like that was good.
That was just a good scene.
Yeah, I think that was the moment.
That was the moment that gave us hope. That was the moment that gave us hope.
It was. That was nice. That was a good scene. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit concerned moving forward here into the story. We're gonna end the stream soon. Like this. I think this is the beginning of 4.2. Is what this is about to bring us into. My concern here is that we're about to. It feels like we're about to head over to Kagane. It's like we're wrapped up.
Yeah, and like find Kosetsu and stuff.
And there was so much that just happened in the cutscene. We didn't even get to talk about it. I'm concerned with what Liz just said. She just said that we now have a new commander of our forces. Raban, he's gonna be so useful to us, like when it comes to leading our forces and stuff. Once again, she's not talking, and even I think Alphinaud's like, yeah, he's gonna be like a valuable asset to like your armies and as a weapon.
Why is he not here?
But I'm concerned that now we're moving on. And we're glossing over the whole plan that was meant to be that he was meant to be an advisor and he was meant to help lead the people. He's like a general, and yes, he like leads armies, and yes, he's a fighter. But where he excelled most in this quest line so far and in this patch was him like
leading the people
empathizing
themselves.
and like meeting the people where they are and like being able to connect to the people themselves of Alamigo and being able to speak to them as a people. Like that's what's been important. That's what's been most impressive, and that's what's hit home so far in this story. And they're completely ignoring that. And they're just ignoring the fact that supposedly he was supposed to like help Liz like adjust how she's approaching how she communes with the people and how she's like trying to be a leader and stuff like that. But it feels like they're glossing over all of that and they're just skipping it and they're just done with that. And it feels like we're just moving on. That's my concern with how this story is wrapping up here in Alamigo, is that we're done with that now. We've wrapped it up and we're moving on. When I feel like there's a lot that we're leaving behind here. I feel like a lot is left unfinished, and once again, Liz has yet to have that character growth moment. It was meant to be this patch, I feel, with Raban, and we're done with it. And I think we're just moving on.
As I said, I feel sad that Raban was not part of the discussion at all. Because that kind of implies that he's gonna be like pushed into the shadow.
Yeah, it feels like he's being pushed into a military role when he should be pushed into a leadership role.
I thought he's gonna be like an advisor, and like he's gonna be right there next to Liz and like be helping her.
Yeah. It's mentally draining to listen to the negative impact it's having. It's okay. We take breaks. It's okay. We take breaks. We're getting past it.
Yeah, we're
it's
fine.
Okay.
Like,
yes.
We like ranting about our series.
Yes. We know that it'll get better. It's okay.
Hey, at least Alfie is there, I guess. I like Alfie. Or I'm gonna be his bodyguard, because all these people are gonna stab him eventually.
Yeah, remember, oh god, speaking of not knowing what to do with the story, and inconsistent writing, Jesus. Remember Estidian showed up for like a scene? Remember that? Like that was, I think you made a reference to like Star Wars and Darth Vader, and I think you said that is what Estidian was. That was that moment. It's like, oh, like right now, like the story's in shambles. Remember Estidian? Look at this, and then like show a cool scene with him and then get rid of him.
That was genuinely the scene where like it was not related to anything at all.
Yeah.
He shows up, nobody sees him, and he's gone. It
was remember a better character in better times. Like, isn't this cool? That was that's what that was. And we called it at the time as well. But like that's like clearly with how the story's progressed and how he's been uninvolved for the entirety of the story. That's all that was clearly was after the fact. They just inserted him randomly here just to like feature him just because they knew that people would like it. Like,
I mean, it was a good scene. It was
Yeah,
out of place,
it
but it
was.
was a good scene.
but that's what that was. That was like that Darth Vader moment. Like, yeah.
So yeah, it's okay.
Nah,
We'll be fine.
we'll make it through the story.
But I will say that like what bothers me the most is like going against the nature of my character. Like the rest of the story, like as you know, as frustrating as me, it doesn't affect me as much because you know it's just this world just works this way kind of thing. But events that directly like conflict with what my character should think, those actually do make the experience a little worse.
I should also mention that I think another reason why at least I'm being a little bit harsher with this is that I know that Soko said like I'm confident like the raid content and like there's other areas of this game which excel. Is that Final Fantasy XIV, at least the way that I'm treating it, is primarily a story-based game and an RPG.
And like
so,
this is Elite MSQ is like the main core of the game.
Yeah. So I'm like I don't really think too much or too highly on like raid content, 5-man content, PvP content.
Like it's
all that stuff
fun.
is nice.
It's
but, like
fun
yeah, all that stuff is nice. But like for me, the most important thing is the story. So like when the writing is bad, then like that's like my impression of it. The rating and the other contents isn't valued as highly in my mind. Just because of,
more that, like,
what Final Fantasy XIV
yeah,
is.
that like this is like their main thing. This is like their main product, what you want to call it. This should be like their main focus when they're creating
exactly.
an expansion.
Sure. I should mention that as well. Like that's I'm being harsh on the story, but that's also because that is meant to be what their main focus is, right? And that's what's to be excelling in Final Fantasy is the story itself. It's the story that they're telling, the writing, the dialogue, the characters. That's kind of like
because that's kind of what people say that like Final Fantasy XIV is like RPG first and like MMO second.
Yeah, and it is. But that's also why like we're maybe being a little bit more critical of certain things when it comes to the story, when it comes to the writing, because that's what Final Fantasy XIV is meant to be best at, right?
Yeah,
out of all the other
like
MMOs.
when this is your main focus, then you should put like you know all the resources on making that good.
Yeah. This is meant to be what is excelling for Final Fantasy XIV.
This again, not to say that we don't enjoy that side content, because we do. Actually, a lot of it is pretty good, but like, that's in the name. It's the side content. That's like you know you get to the MSQ first, and then as a bonus you have the other stuff. We will continue to play. So.
Yeah.
It's again, we like we complain, we criticize a lot of things that happen, but you know that doesn't mean that like we hate playing it or anything. Like, it's just like the story makes little sense. Like the game is still fun, but the story makes little sense sometimes.
Anyway, for today, we are going to be wrapping up. I believe that is the conclusion of 4.1. I believe the conclusion, and I believe the next quest is going to be the beginning of 4.2. My assumption is that we're going to be following this into Kugane. I do appreciate that they're at least leaving a little bit open whether or not Xenos is alive. I hope he is not alive. I hope he is dead. Bringing him back is concerning when it comes to the story, when it comes to the writing, when it comes to the direction or lack of direction, when it comes to like the team that's working on this. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this, especially because like the problem is that if they choose to keep him alive, then they miss the opportunity of what we mentioned before with $4, right? We wanted more Xenos $4 interaction, and they're gonna be taking that away from us. Or it would be weird if they try to bring that back and she goes back to them. I think it's too late for that. I don't know if if she can go back to the Empire.
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna make her fight him because she's no longer siding with them.
Yeah, maybe, but that has less impact now. Like
I agree. And again, like it would. I said that back when we first spoke with $4 and had like the flashbacks and stuff. That like that would be a good moment to tell her that Xenos is dead, because I don't think she knows. Like maybe now she does, but like she was already in jail when it happened.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that could be a story there as well.
I think along the lines of, and again, we're making assumptions that whether they decide to make him alive. In my mind, that little cutscene that we saw of the Empire was probably made at the very end of the production cycle and added at the very end. And the idea of Xenos' remains missing and they can't find the remains and something's wrong would probably be added on like next patch, right? Like as in the reason why it was never addressed here and there was never like a line that said like, oh, like we never found his body, or like his body was missing or something. The reason why it wasn't there is because they didn't know that they were going to do that.
See, they show us the graveyard, and it's like the hand sticking out from the grave. He just climbs out.
No, dusts himself off and then just walks off. Okay. But we'll see, because we don't know that yet. Maybe it is like propaganda and they're trying to save face and they just have someone dress up. Which again
would be an interesting storyline if that's what
it would be. It would be nice. That would be cool. But with that, we are going to be wrapping up. Here for the day. Our next Final Fantasy stream should be next week, but I do want to try to maybe do this more frequently. Unironically, Gopa, like if we can, it depends. Tomorrow we're going to be live with RSL, and I don't know how long the RSL cast is going to be. But if it's if the RSL cast do end up finishing up a little bit earlier, then I would want to do like a Final Fantasy stream, even if it's just like class quest, even if it's just like doing Ninja Quest tomorrow or something.
I mean, the RSL is pretty early, so it's possible.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know how long it's going to last, but even if it lasts like 6 hours, like it should end like in time for us to stream.
I will say that December is a very bad month for intensive streaming because there's always a lot to do. But sure.
Yeah, like try. If we're free, like I'd want to. I just want to get through this. I just want to power through Stormblood and get into, and you know what? Get into 2026 with some Endwalker. No, what's next? Sorry, Shadowbringer. That's it. With Shadowbringers. Yeah. 2026 Shadowbringers. That's the goal.
Yeah, I think that's fine. We can do that.
Yeah. January.
And Shadowbringers is supposed to be pretty good, so hey.
Yeah.
Also, we still have Manderville to do.
We do. That's at the end. That's at the end of the road.
Is that like the dessert?
Yes, that's what's going to keep us going.
Oh, okay. So we have to eat our potatoes first and our meat.
Yes, you have to eat our papatas.
Okay.
No, sorry, you have to eat our gashel greens.
Oh, okay. Okay, the greens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is meant to actually taste horrible for people and only tastes good for triggerers.
Yes, I was going to say, but
yes,
okay.
That's all we have to eat. Yeah, we have to eat our gashel greens before we get to the papatas. Before we get to the ice cream at the end.
Okay, so Manderville is gonna be the dessert. You see.
Yes, exactly. And one day we'll enter the lighthouse.
True, one day.
One day.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe. No, maybe. Like, I wonder if we could do it tomorrow. Maybe, if we do.
Yeah. Again, it depends when RSL ends. Like, it depends when it ends.
Yeah, but I mean,
how much energy we have.
I mean more if like maybe more people would be available on the weekends, so it would be more likely to actually get the QE.
Yeah. I would hope so.
I'll be honest, I don't remember what was happening in that story.
Have a spaghetti day today in celebration of Xenos' hair, as it looks like spaghetti. It does. It does look like spaghetti. It's very wavy.
But spaghetti in a wrap?
Good. Take care, Sokka. Take care.
And don't worry about us too much. We'll be fine. Don't worry. We
are
experienced. Huh?
Shema.
Yes. We just closing up. We went through a lot today.
We did. Okay. But yeah, with that, we're going to be wrapping up for today. Again, we're going to be casting RSL tomorrow. We're going to be co-streaming the events. That'll be tomorrow and on Sunday as well. So 2 days in a row of RSL content. Sparkling Tunic Up is going to be moved to Tuesday to not clash with RSL. And as we mentioned, we might stream some more Final Fantasy tomorrow and the day after RSL if there is some time, and if we're available, then we'll do our best. We might not do intensive MSQ streams. It might just be class quests while queuing up for the Lighthouse. That might be the plan. Might be the plan. Yeah. Otherwise, anything you want to add, Copa?
Make sure to join us on Discord if you want to see what we're up to offline, outside of stream. And there's still like almost like there's less than a week now. There's a few days left for the tomes and for the PvP. So if you haven't done that, then get on it.
True. When does it end? The 16th?
Yeah, 16th.
16th. Yeah, that's the end of the PvP season.
That's when the patch drops. And
Yeah.
with the patch, drop a few new features, which I'm kind of looking forward to.
And the glamour features, and I think, is it this patch they're doing something about the, I think, are they increasing the amount of items you can have in houses? Is that
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're increasing the house limits, and they're adding the bar, the hot bar thingy, the box.
Are they increasing storage limits?
I don't know if storage increases as well. I know the placed items do.
How much does it increase by, the place items?
I don't remember.
Okay. So you're saying you want more furniture?
Oh god.
Ah.
I mean, I do have some like decorative things to do at our FC house because I ran out of space, so like some of the shelves are empty, but now I may be able to fill them up with stuff finally. So we'll see.
What happened to Bunny Cam, by the way? It's just you know what? I'll set it up next time. I'll set it up next time. Bunny Cam.
The bunnies have been banning, don't worry.
They have been bunnying. Yes, been bunnying. Speaking of, we're gonna spend some time with the bunnies right after this.
And they love
Spend some time
Apple.
with them.
Apple is their favorite
Make
thing
sure
in
they
the
haven't-
world.
It's true. They do love their Apple.
They would do everything for Apple.
True.
Both of them.
You know what? I'll make sure we have Bunny Cam tomorrow. If we stream Final Fantasy tomorrow, I'll have Bunny Cam on. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. If you want to tune in, if you are interested in our playthroughs and our experience,
hold on. Is the item limit not dispatched? I thought this was also part of dispatch.
it might be next. It might be.
Yeah, maybe it's.
It might be the later one. Yeah.
Maybe it's later. God damn it! I want
But
to.
if you want to
increase the. Okay.
If you want to see us play through A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward and earlier Stormblood, then you can do so on our YouTube channels. On our YouTube channels, I think Kuro has most, if not all, of our stuff on YouTube. I think I only have recent content on YouTube.
I have everything on YouTube that I could, except I am behind on publishing codes. So like, you know, the ones I streamed on YouTube are there, but I'm still publishing stuff. I am like a year behind.
Let's check out our YouTube channels for the older Final Fantasy streams. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching.
Oh yeah, and also for those who missed it, we did read another story at the beginning of the stream.
We did. And honestly, that was the best part, narratively, of the stream. It was really good. It was a really good short story. It's really good.
Yeah.
You know what? I said it then, I'll say it again. They need to hire that guy.
Yeah, it was a story about Sultana. So if you guys want to catch up with that, that's on the very beginning of the stream.
It's a very cinematic story about Sultana and the occurrence of the calamity in Ul'dah. So I do recommend it. It's a very nice story. It's good.
Yeah, we finally know who is the Sultana 7.
Yeah.
Because it was referenced, but we never were like clearly told what happened.
Yeah. This was really nice. But with that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.